You know, it wouldn't be a Dwarven Forge live event if we didn't.
For whatever reason, this receiver's not working. So I'm gonna after the stream, I'll figure out what's going on with that.
Batteries, my bet.
I had it plugged in for an hour and a half before the stream.
Well, anyway, welcome to episode 38 of On the Anvil. This is we're gonna take you behind the scenes and hang out and talk about Dwarven Forge and see what happens. And tonight we're gonna do a story. We're gonna break down the stories on 13 builds. We were looking for 6 and we got 13, but we'll talk about that in a sec.
Is it 13?
Well, yeah, if you count, let's see, if you count all these individually.
The boss room?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Technically,
6,
the boss room
7,
is
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah.
Technically, the boss room is just one big build.
Yeah, but it's 4 stupid quadrants. Like, one room made of 4 wildly distinct quadrants. But we'll get.
Yeah, so we have just a little bit of news that we're going to go over today very quickly because the majority of the stream, hefty majority, will be devoted to encounter planning because we have a lot to get through.
Oh, I guess we didn't explain what it is. So we're having, it's our 1-year anniversary here on Twitch. Thank you guys, woo! So to celebrate all week, we've been streaming. Yesterday was the boss build jam. Tonight we're going to do this writer's room. Tomorrow we're painting miniatures, and all leads up to Friday. We're going to do a big game to celebrate the whole thing with lots of giveaways and whatnot. So tonight we're going to figure out what happens in all these encounters in the game, and they were all submitted by you guys, and it's pretty wild. So excited to crack the story with all of your input and figure out how we're going to torment our fellow viewers who are playing on Friday. All right, so what's in the news, Chris?
What's in the news? Well, first off, it's that you just went through, the general schedule for the thing. Oh, also, we're doing giveaways every night. Every night. Tonight, we're giving away a basic Caverns core set. We'll do that about halfway through the stream, and we'll explain how that works later. Tomorrow night, we'll be giving away, at the painting stream, we'll be giving away an unpainted starter dungeon along with some brushes and the paints that you need for it.
Woo!
It's kind of a painter's starting kit. And then Friday, we'll be giving away some of the limited edition resin pieces from Hellscape and some surprise giveaways.
Woo! Talk about that later.
So yeah, that's that. Other news. Oh, you want to do your little thing? Yeah.
News. News. We're in the news. Hey, what's in the news, Chris?
Well, you see, Nate, we've got a special request. Well, first off, just a little reminder for those of you at home that the Pledge Manager is closed from Wildlands. It closed yesterday. So if you need to get a last minute order in, you can't. I guess it's closed.
No, it's closed. Yeah. Thanks for everybody that participated, and we'll see you when it ships.
Thank you. It was I think we can say it was pretty successful. I'm happy that we did it. It seems like people were happy with it.
People were enthusiastic about the resin. A bunch more people will get those in their hands. It's a big success.
And then we got two quick video related things. The build of the month, which usually comes out the first Tuesday of every month, will actually be coming out the first Thursday of next month instead. So just 2 days later. It shouldn't be a huge deal.
Next Thursday instead of next Tuesday. But we're still going to do building of the build of the month next Tuesday.
Yeah. And
it's going to be wild because it's going to be a big castle. It's going to be the most expensive bundle. It's going to be, probably no one's going to buy it, but I don't know. We're going to try an experiment. We're going to tip the needle and go too far and see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Well, somebody's happy. IME's happy that we're doing castles in chat. So Rabbit Burner's happy that we're doing castles. So there we go.
Hey. But Rabbit Burner already has like a mega ton of castles.
Yeah.
Because he lives next to a castle.
I don't know that he needs any more castles.
No.
I could use some castle pieces with an incentive. Who knows? Maybe we're actually hitting on something good here. And then the last thing is we're doing a video called "Why Terrain" is like the working title, and we could use some submissions and help from you guys. And Nate, if you want to speak a little bit more to that, you're more familiar with it than I am.
So we're putting together as our ongoing homework of trying to chip away at explaining what the heck Dwarven Forge is and how it works and why. We're putting together a video about, hey, why would you want to play with terrain on your table? And we'd love to feature a bunch of footage from you guys. We've had just amazing fan build photo submissions. Like, we're going to be looking for some video submissions. We're going to have some specific stuff we're looking for as well as some general stuff we're looking for. So if you're interested, stay tuned. We'll maybe next week I think we can sort of do a specific call for what we're looking for. But we'd love to. It's really cool to feature real people's builds on their tables, and that's what we're looking for. That was stuff that we're enjoying.
And it is Y terrain as in the question, not the letter.
Yeah,
Y.
like why would you
not,
play with terrain on your table?
It's not about Y-shaped dioramas.
Yes, that's our new Y.
Nice.
Our new Y terrain. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, sounds like people are into it. Did we already say how they can submit, or how are we?
No, because we haven't told them what we want yet. So
Okay, so just be
next
thinking
week,
about
I think.
just be thinking about that. We'll have more news about it.
You know what? You could, if you're interested, you could email us at OTA on the Anvil, OTA@DewarmerForge.com, and let us know that you're interested. And then we'll do a formal call next week and let you know exactly what we're looking for. But
Yeah.
it should be fun just to get your stuff on in our official channel, which is always, it's so fun. I love seeing the stuff that people do.
Are you saying we like doing things with community involvement?
It might catch on. I don't know. It could be a thing. We could turn it into a thing.
Let's see.
Do we have any other news?
It looks like it's all for me. We did the anniversary week breakdown. We did Pledge Manager. We did White Terrain. We did Build of the Month. I think that's everything.
Yeah, I feel like we're forgetting something obvious, and I don't know.
Probably. It's very possible. We're both just kind of fried today.
Every day.
Also just like this week in particular with the anniversary game has involved a lot of prep. We busted out the biggest table we have, and we've got it like absolutely filled with just like a bunch of different builds right now.
It's gonna be fun.
We've been building rapidly.
And really, he means he's been building rapidly. I built 1 out of 13 builds.
They're not all completely 100% yet. We haven't done a lot of the dressing for it, but we've gotten like the bread and butter out so that we can go over it and show like the footprint, talk about the ideas.
Yep.
We're gonna try to. So the way I guess we just transition into doing
All right,
the.
so let's close the news. Over to news.
We don't have an animation for that. I'll just reverse the news animation.
And it flies away. News.
Just make a really over the top. Yeah. Yeah. So the way we're planning on doing this is to try and keep us on track. We're gonna try to give it 15 minutes of thinking time, tops per room.
That's still too much, actually. We've got like
still too
10,
much?
right?
10 minutes. 10 minutes of thinking time.
Don't forget the boss. 10. Let's go for 10 because we're gonna
Go for 10 because we're gonna need extra room for the boss room.
Yeah. So here's what we got. So we've collected a bunch of awesome builds from you guys for this game, and we may have selected a few too many. We were supposed to select 6, and there were some ties and some things we combined. Whatever. So we have 13 now. Well, if you count we can knock the boss room out. That's just 1, so it gets us whatever 7. But so we're gonna try and jam all of this into a 3-hour game on Friday. So the goal today is we're gonna go 1 room at a time, figure out what the challenges are, and figure out how we want to be able to ideally do that room in roughly 15 minutes on the table. So that's gonna be kind of the adventure today, is sort of what's a neat thing we can do in each room. Ideally, it's somewhat terrain-centric, right? It involves a terrain. We probably don't want to have too much combat, or I take it back. We don't want to have anything that goes multiple rounds of long combat because that's going to burn up a ton of our time. The players, we have 3 awesome players who are all from our viewing audience, and they're not watching tonight. I hope you guys are not watching, right? You don't want to ruin
I haven't seen any of them. Of course,
Good.
if I were trying to gather intel...
Dude, ban them for life. Get them out.
Yeah. If I were trying to gather intel, I would just maybe log out of my account and just watch anyways.
I don't think any of them will. They're all good.
They all seem completely on board for just this entire concept. So where them being in the dark is important.
Yeah, it's because it's D&D. It's no fun to know the secrets. So we have a barbarian with a great axe, a fighter barbarian with a glaive,
Dragonborn fighter
and a dwarven cleric of the Forge domain. Dwarven Populous is playing a dwarven forge dwarf. So there's really heavy hitting, just a lot of DPS. So ideally, so we can throw. So one of the things we want to do is throw some like glass cannons at them, right? Some stuff that can hit them hard because one of them has 104 hit points. Right? He's got
the straight barbarian, like he did everything he could. He took I think a amulet of vitality, whatever it's called.
Health.
Amulet of health. He took the magic item that like gives you like an extra 2 HP per level.
It's awesome.
And the cleric has like a ton of strength, and like they're all beefy guys who have absolutely like no mental saves.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So we wanted to basically they can cleave through. So throw a bunch of. So the goal is we want to give them a bunch of challenges that are fun and challenging. Its name wouldn't apply. And I got to get my notes. I have some notes of some of their weaknesses. They each have like a thing that they're afraid of or whatever, and something that'll be kind of fun and I don't know, and mostly entertaining for you guys to watch.
Yeah.
And then here's the other thing too. We need to work in. We're gonna do some secret surprise giveaways during the thing. So we'll have to. There'll be. I think we can slot in 3.
We've got
actually 4 because.
Did all of them?
Well, one of them
confirm?
said they do 2.
One said they do 2.
And then so we do 4. So there's going to be some sort of checkpoint, MacGuffin, secret door, something. We'll figure out 4 different places. There's an opportunity that if they can do a thing in the game, it's going to unlock an extra giveaway for everybody viewing. So that'll be a fun thing to think about as we're going through. So think about what are some entertaining challenges that aren't going to eat up an enormous amount of time. What are a couple of things that are like a secret Easter eggy sort of thing that they can kind of open up if they succeed? It unlocks a cool giveaway for the chat, which should be fun. And then we want to exploit their weaknesses. We also want to exploit their strengths, right? They have a couple of things that they're really good at. They want to do, so we want to kind of set them up for those great successes. What's awesome is they're all like super heroic, group-oriented. Like we just want to succeed together and things. So generally, like if they have cool stuff that they can do together to overcome, it's going to work out really well. I think it's everything we want to accomplish, right?
Seraphis says, I said fireball. It's like, funny thing, that fighter barbarian has a necklace of fireball. So
he's going to use them all in one fell swoop, too.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah, he's going to use the whole necklace to do 9th level fireball. He's absolutely going to throw it at one thing.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Throw some riddle challenges at them. Yeah, we want to have some rooms be puzzle rooms. We want like a variety of things. But the main thing is that we want it all to be really fast-paced and chaotic and stuff that they can't.
Oh, and here's another one. We think about ways that you guys can interact with it, right? Are there things that you guys can vote on or spend channel points on or influence somehow when it all happens? So that'll be that's yet another thing to put in the thinking cap. I want to go get my notes on their characters, and I don't know if there's any other prefacing we need to do.
I don't think so. I guess I'll fill them in. So yeah, so all the rooms are pre-built. Please read No Time for Dudes, a secret 6 of clubs you find in 6 of clubs. We could throw in a reference to 6 of clubs there when we get to one of the giveaways. Oh, well, I don't know if Nate wants me to share that, actually. He might want that to be a surprise for you guys as well. Some point require the 2 barbarians. They need to throw the dwarf over a chasm/stream. Oh, we could do that for Rabbit's Revenge, actually. We could work that into Rabbit's Revenge. If they just have to hurl him. Because Rabbit's Revenge, you'll see. Rabbit's Revenge is like a super tall castle in the middle of the thing. So yeah, if they have to just like completely like hurl the dwarf over the like this like triple high castle wall, that could be fun. So we don't have to get into all of like the balancing and specifics. Like really what we're trying to do today, like we have all of tomorrow to like balance it and clean it up. We're mostly just looking for the broad stroke ideas.
Here's a thought too. Do you want to share the link to their character sheets?
I could put their character sheets in here, yeah.
So then people can mine the character sheets for, hey, here's some of their capabilities. Here's here's some things that we can, right? We can throw challenges at them that they can succeed at.
Let me grab those character sheet links.
Geared for.
And then if somebody in chat could keep them open just to post it when somebody else asks for it, because I'm sure people will be asking for it throughout the stream. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I sent you in Slack a little bit ago, so they shouldn't be too far back.
They're in your DMs to me.
We've talked a lot the last couple of weeks, actually.
Dude, I was scrolling back for one thing like from 2 days ago. There's just a wall of messages. All right, so here are the notes from our little session 0 last night. So Rad Austin is playing Kindred, the Dragonborn. He's a champion, a fighter, champion, barbarian, totem.
He's
bear.
a totem barbarian.
Totem warrior of the bear, like super beefy, whatever.
Yeah.
His kind of his heroic thing is just enduring something. He wants to has the strength of the bear. He wants to endure, and he's resistant to all damage when he's raging except for psychic. So he wants to be the guy, like the last man standing, can take something on. He hates dragons. He's a dragonborn that hates dragons. He was a former dragon hunting beast that got transformed into a dragonborn or whatever. So he hates and distrusts dragons, and is really paranoid that people are dragons in disguise trying to get one up on him or whatever. So somewhere we gotta, and maybe even I don't know how we'd pull it off. Maybe they have to fight a dragon at the end. We could I don't know. We've got one here. So
I'll wait until we're at the room to share the idea.
Yeah. And he carries a gem, like a really shiny gem that he wants to use to try and lure out to see if people are dragons. To pull it out and kind of see if they covetously check it out or whatever. He's very soldier-like, whatnot. So that's Kindred. Rathgar, who's played by what's Chris's screen name?
Sigatrow.
Sigatrow. He's a divine zealot of the war god, right? He's barbarian, straight level barbarian. Once again, he wants to just save everybody. He's there for the team, the tribe. He wants to zealously prove his mettle. And he's young, so his thing is he has self-control issues. Go figure, barbarian with self-control issues. But he's got patience issues. He wants to kind of make a plan thing, but he has a hard time waiting for things. So that's sort of fun.
Which is perfect for this game.
Oh yeah. And he's got a great axe. He's swinging he's just going to be. And then Topulus is playing. What was it? Ulfgeir.
Ulfgeir, the Dwarven Forge cleric.
He's a Dwarven Forge cleric. His faith is Picorni, and he.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to share that or not.
Oh yeah, we got to as many inside jokes, as many inside references as we can do. Let's throw it all in there.
Yeah. So
he crafts everything. Wait, finish. Yeah. He crafts everything out of Dwarvenite. And he, the gag is what we established is he's been crafting high level gear, and these guys, the other two guys, were his beta testers, where they would go out and take the gear out and go see if you can kill a gorgon, see if you can kill a dragon, see how it works out. And now they're going out on this adventure together, all clad in his he's made stuff out of Dwarvenite. All their magic items he's made, whatever. So he's the forge main guy. He wants to keep everybody alive. His gag is he's afraid of dogs. So we got to put the Cerberus.
A dog dragon.
Well, we have
a dragon dog.
We have the Cerberus Warhound.
We do have the Cerberus Warhound.
We've got this guy. Also, we do have Caster. We have the little tiny, which we can do something with, whatever. So he's afraid of dogs. And he's got a Mace of Disruption, which we've turned into a Warhammer, because everything's hammer, right? He's Smith, Hammer, Anvil, where he's a Warhammer Disruption. He wants to blow up some undead. So let's throw some undead at them. So those are the gags. What were you? You had a framing device.
Framing device.
Is that what you're gonna say? No.
I
don't know. I thought that. Oh, what were you gonna say when I was talking about his forging Dwarvenite?
Oh. Right, so that's part of the thing that we're saying too. So Kindred, the fighter barbarian, has an adamantine breastplate because his point is that he wants to reckless attack all the time but still not take critical hits. So we're saying instead of adamantine, it's a Dwarvenite breastplate, and that's why he can't get crit.
Everything's Dwarvenite. Yeah. They're covered in hand painted Dwarvenite, right?
Yes.
Expertly hand painted Dwarvenite, ready to go do battle. So general setup. So the loose concept is something to the measure of, they're in the world of Dwarven Forge here, and something has gone awry with the modularity of the world, and everything is completely shifting, totally modular. It's gone too far, right? There's something is amiss, and they have to figure out, they either have to fix it or they have to do something so we're going to be shifting through all these different domains and realities, and everything's kind of modularly stacking up from one to the other. Something to that measure. We got to figure out exactly what the driver is there, and they work for the Forge, right? They're sent on a mission from the Forge, and they're going to be able to communicate with headquarters, which Chris is going to be headquarters, and can periodically like message in. They'll have sending stones built into their ears or whatever, right? So you can message into them. So it's the communication with you guys is going to be through Chris. So, we just got we got intel in, or the sensors we're picking up. Our scryers are seeing. What do you got? What do you got?
We can literally call them Picorni's angels.
They're totally McCarty's angels. It's definitely happening. So there, and you can sort of, as stuff is coming, we've the mages have detected something or whatever, and so we can keep driving stuff from HQ can keep radioing in on their little sending stones, so we can do the McCarty's age. It's too good. Okay, so let's. Do anybody have any questions? Anything else we need to know before we dive in?
A couple people have been shouting out some ideas, but I think once we get into the room specifically, then we'll see, like, this is how we can apply those ideas, and that's when it'll be time to really talk about it.
All right, we ready? Should we set the timer?
Yep.
Should we do Grindhouse first? Because I have it.
If it's on the thing, let's do Grindhouse first.
Yeah.
And that's the one we were using to test the shot. So, let's start with Grindhouse. Boom. All right.
So this was David Moffat's
and he's here
build.
too. David Moffat's here today.
So we have a couple of things like this. We got to swap out. So the center thing is going to be, it's the catacombs fountain needs to be in here, but we didn't have it here. I have to bring it from home. And this will be in the fountain, and it grinds really cool in there. And then this is the catacombs 4-inch LED wall, which we didn't have. These 3 square things. We'll get there. But we're going to combine this with the ale house. We need to combine a couple of rooms. So the thought was to combine this with that one and use this archway to do so.
When we get to the ale house, we'll talk about the idea that we had to combine these two.
So what do we have it? What was his write-up on this? Do we want to read what his original? How fun is this Lazy Susan? I'm just gonna be spinning these things.
Honestly, this Lazy Susan is gonna be a godsend when we're actually playing it, because we can just rotate it to like show different angles of the build.
This was Thad from Four Board's idea, right?
Yeah, he told me about it on the weekend, and I was like, yeah, that makes so much sense. All right, Grindhouse. This noisy room has an unusual amount of dust in the air, to the point of almost choking you as you try to breathe. Skeletons and bones laying all around what was once some sort of burial catacomb. A large contraption is in the middle of the room. It appears to be some grindstone that you push around in a circle. It's the source of all the noise emanating from within these dusty walls. Just then you see a large brutish creature come around from the back of the contraption, pushing one of the jutting logs that churns it. It stops and turns its head to look at you. With drool coming from its mouth, it smiles. You glimpse into its sunken eyes, or are disturbed by the evil that stares back at you. So
you know what? Actually, we need to back up for 1 second before we figure out what's here. What's their drive? Like, what's their objective? They need to get to whatever the boss room is and figure out why the world is modular?
Yeah, I'm assuming that, because in particular, like, so this is like tied into like the world of Dwarven Forge, basically. And so this in particular, with how quickly everything is shifting, this is a very notable hotspot. Like how rapidly all this stuff is changing. So it could just be that they're sent. It could be a reconnaissance mission. It could be that they're trying to see what's causing it and shut it down. Like possibly like this effect is starting to like ripple out more. So like you need
the modularity is out of control.
Yeah, before it spreads to like hit like before it spreads to like hit like a major town.
The modularity is spreading.
Yes.
You got to yeah, find out why, and stop it if you can.
Yeah. I still think having some things be unpainted would be cool. We don't have a lot of unpainted around is the main problem. Let's give them a bunch of weak undead to just burn up with destroy undead. Give them an easy win before we crush them. Grindhouse, you have to direct 2 different movies and edit them into one.
All right, so Grindhouse, what do we... Undead makes a lot of sense in here because it's the catacombs.
Yes. If there's any room where we're going to use undead, it would be here.
How do we use the grinder, right? What do we do? Because this is a neat little... Right, Moffat put all these, put the logs in the soul cage, and then particularly when it's on the... when it's on the round raised thing, it looks awesome. Like, well, it's going to look really cool with the thing.
Yeah.
So we got to do something cool with the grinder. So what do we do with the grinder and some undead? How do we? And what's the challenge?
It's got to be churning, and
maybe they have to stop it.
Every round it churns it. If it's putting dust in the air, maybe it's con saves every time that it churns, to like. Not breathe in too much of the stuff.
What if it makes undead every time it turns? It's like generating.
Okay.
The dust is creating undead or something. Like it's It's just churning
It's
out
true.
undead.
Initially, Moffat says he plans to have a lever on the wall. He didn't have it for the actual build, but the lever would be used, I think, to shut it down. It was his initial plan.
That's brute strength. We got the lowest strength in the group is like a 19, I think. So let's have them literally, right? The cleric is a 19. I think the other two have like a 20.
So maybe
strength?
what we do is, because they have this brute strength, they go like, oh, that lever shuts it off. We go and have them use it. And it's like, okay, make a strength check. And if they roll like above a 5, the lever
just break
breaks
it right off.
And so then they have to like push against the lever the wrong way and brute strength push it against the way it's supposed to go to like
Or
break
brute
it.
strength, the grind. They could go the opposite direction.
That's what I'm saying. Is like they break off the lever, so then
Yep.
they have to through brute strength like reverse the direction
Yep.
of the grinder.
Well, good open-ended challenges. But how do we connect the grinder to a bunch of undead that make things lively? And did Moffat have any other things he was?
So initially he planned on there being like some big soulless beast that was pushing the grinder around. So we could.
That what if it's a flesh bag, right? It's just like it's not going to fight back. It's it's an undead abomination that it's going to turn it, but it's got an absurd amount of hit points, right? So the only way to stop the thing is they have to dump. They've got to dump 200. 200 is going to probably take too long, but they have to dump like an enormous amount of HP into it to stop the thing, and it's not going to like fight back. Maybe there's something else that's fighting the back, or maybe it's causing like the dust is causing damage, or whatever. But there's just a massive thing pushing around in a circle, and they've got to churn out damage as fast as they can on this thing, while something else is eating away at them.
Let's see. Oh, Moffat says undead ogre.
Undead ogres.
Minotaur that's using the grinder is grinding the bones of modular fixers or former DF angels. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's grinding up people and it's putting that life force to it's causing some sort of necrotic energy to revive the undead here. Banshees are pushing it around. Can banshees push?
No, they're incorporeal.
Banshees are like we
nasty.
could wipe them instantly. They're all gonna have a really bad.
That
saves
Wildlands
against
game
it.
almost wiped. They
Dude,
set
banshees are game killers, especially at low levels. Like they
Yeah.
can drop anybody to 0 just instantly. TPK right away. Yeah. I hate banshees, man. The scream is not.
I love them.
It's.
What's the maybe the lever also has like 5 settings or something. So, and one makes it go faster, one reverses it. Like it's just all over the place, and it becomes a wonderfully challenging. They don't know what place to set it. What's causing the danger in this room? If the thing is just going to push, right? It's not going to stop pushing. Is it just waves of crunchy undead? Like, do we almost do minion level undead? Like, it's just one hit, one kill, like whatever. But they just keep coming until the thing is stopped. Like, it's just a relentless.
I think minions make sense. Also, with like the strength that they have, it would make it go faster because they wouldn't even have to roll for damage and the like. I think making that cinematic and keeping the pace up with it makes sense because the point of the room shouldn't be to actually like do enough damage necessarily. Like there should be something for them to figure out here. Okay, so we're already 8 minutes into this room. Undead giant, undead orcs. Why not try to turn her to what room is shown so each turn opens another room they need to get into? This could be... Would this be a centerpiece? Well, I don't know if we can keep coming back to it.
No, we just got to go through and out to the next thing. I like that it opens a different door depending on what it's...
Let's see. I like the idea that they need to choose one piece from every room to build the legend build to defeat the end boss.
Wow, collecting one piece from each... What if they get to tag one piece from each build, and then we let them place it in the boss room? Because we don't have enough complications yet.
That might be a thing. Yeah, if it has like specific effects, that might be a thing that we would need to figure out tomorrow once we got all this stuff in place.
But they're like, oh, we want this pillar, we want thing, whatever, and they could drop.
13 Ghost idea.
The what?
Saying the 13 Ghosts. I never saw 13 Ghosts.
Me neither.
Grinder also creates terrain issues. Four corners closest to it are monster/undead generators, and the wheel powers them.
Yeah.
First round, the dust creates a con save. Second round, skeletons of former DF angels spawn.
Yes.
We could have it be the 3 understudies. We'd have them create characters. Real
Maybe
quick.
they're gonna be too brutal. I don't want to have real statted dense stat sheets. And this room is just gonna become a nightmare, right? It just
That's
has to
fair.
be it's gotta be just a horde of nonsense.
That's fair.
Not
Not gonna lie, this is a lot. I'm not envious to have to DM this. Yeah, this is madness. When we're looking at we're planning to get through this all in a 3-hour session.
This is just one room.
This is one room, and we're already having this much. 1 or 2 of these builds would be a good session, and we're looking at a lot. I think the MacGuffin should be the tiny Dwarven Forge dungeon model that rests on the table from Zoltar's room. You know what I mean? Good symbology.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can work it in somewhere.
We need to definitely get the mini dungeon.
Yeah. So we're coming up on the 10-minute time limit here. So what is
You know what?
what idea do you want to settle on for?
What if? Pause the timer for a second. What if we hide? Because this is the universal idea. What if we use the mini dungeon? What if every time they find a mini dungeon, that's the giveaway? Right? That's the thing. We hide. We find 4 of these things, and we hide the mini dungeon in the build somewhere.
So we can have
And if they find it, it unlocks. So we hide 4 of them, and if they find it, it unlocks the giveaway for the chat.
That could be interesting.
Because then that's a really fun. It's a terrain-based thing they have to find, and we can have neat little places to hide it and whatever, and we're doing it. Okay,
That could be fun.
So
Yeah.
one more, 60 more seconds. Is there anything else? Anybody else have any other brilliant ideas that'll make this thing?
Maybe to keep moving, the grinder is generating smoke/fire, and they have to get it cleared out.
Yep.
Okay, what specific thing are you looking for an answer to right now? Just what?
Just anything else that'll make this a lively. I mean, honestly, if there's just between a big critter spinning the grinder and it's churning out a combination of undead and/or con save toxic dust and a lever. That's plenty for a 15-minute room.
I like the idea that they could possibly turn it off with the lever, but they would have to roll super low on a strength to not accidentally break it.
Yeah.
And if that happens, then they have to
Well, that speeds it up.
Yeah.
That definitely just they snap the lever off, it puts it on double speed, and then they have to go knock out the guy.
And then they have to get
It's
the
hilarious.
creature off of it. And
But the former angels is just dynamite.
we got to use that somewhere throughout this.
Yeah.
We have to use
All right, so I think we got enough to work with.
All right, so
a lot of this is going to end up being LARP
guy.
style,
Giant
where
creature.
you have an outline of what you want to kind of do, and then you just
Our
you're
goal's
going to
to-
see what happens with the see what happens with the players.
yeah, the goal is to have this be more of a cinematic experience than get bogged down in the stats.
Yep.
Never
Well,
got a
with that,
giant
we'll save the
creature.
boss room for getting bogged down in the stats.
Hidden Zoltar's build for giveaway. So lever gag, giant creature, turning wheel.
Should I do the ale house because it's sort of connected?
Yeah, let's do the ale house.
Do you know what all the MacGuffin? There are all sorts of little fiddly bits in here.
Yeah, I put one of them in there.
Do we have the?
I've got all the
photo?
photos. Yeah.
Pull the photo up, so we can see what all the cool little stuff is, because that'll help drive it. So this was whose build was this?
Ale house, I think was Seraphis / Rockin' Daddy. I think was Ale house. Trying to remember the name attached to each one of these.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it doesn't have all the dressing in, but it's really cool. I love the different entrances and exits.
Yeah. All right.
I need a Lazy Susan that can spin a 2-foot by 3-foot.
We can order a larger one. We ordered that size specifically because
It's perfect for a train tray. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So what are all the what do we got in here?
So we've got the alchemist table there, which is there.
I don't know how the hell my notes for this session.
Are gonna be wild.
It's gonna be Friday is basically just gonna be
It's gonna be a mess.
I'm gonna have just a stack of.
It's pure chaos.
It's gonna be
I don't know if,
a 1-pager for each thing.
note the
'Cause
levers
we don't
on.
even know what order they're gonna go.
Note
in
the
yet.
levers on the walls. Yeah, that's right. There's a bunch of magnetic walls that have levers on them. It looks like there's one here.
God.
There's the lights and gargoyles on each corner that maybe we can do something with.
All right, so there's gargoyles, there's barrels,
Yeah, a lot of barrels. There's like the tavern shelves here
Bottles.
on the magnetic wall. Let's see. And there's the that hole in the center has Odinforge is saying that there could be an ale pudding. And that's what's at the bottom of the thing. And so maybe it's some kind of charm effect to like, I could really use a drink. But like, yeah.
Ooh.
You go with like an ale pudding.
Yeah, the amber pudding. It's not a black pudding. It's a nice a pale ale. It's an IPA pudding. That's man.
Ale elementals.
And it intoxicates you if it hits you. It's like, drunk barbarians. It's gonna be all right. So we definitely have the ale pudding. Which also sounds delicious.
So what we were thinking about doing with this is in the center. So you see,
is there a write-up?
Is there a write-up? Oh, yeah. Let me read the write-up real quick. I think this write-up was fairly simple. Yeah. A hodgepodge of different generational pieces. I was thinking about unusual ways to enter and exit. I thought it would add an element of mystery to have a green light behind the jail bars. The gargoyles might spew ale or some fetid substance on the players if they spring a trap. There's always that odd timber above the door. The old bucket trap gag. Right, I need to set it to the other thing. And of course the magic ale pool in the center. But does it really look all that inviting?
Yes, because it's full of ale pudding.
It's full of ale.
Well, we got to do something with the. There's fun platforming opportunities.
Satiate the pudding with a freshly brewed beer. Maybe the ale. Maybe.
They have to brew. They've got to brew beer.
They have to like figure out like what the ooze's like taste is, and like. They have to hit it with something that like something that like will incapacitate it, just like it's that strong, but still like appetizing enough that it'll actually like take the whole thing. I think making them like play bartender, I think would be a fun thing for this.
Awesome.
So also what we were thinking about, to connect this to the grindhouse, what we were thinking is you see those bars on the back wall on screen right now. We were thinking that could be the entrance into the catacomb room, into the grindhouse room. So we could potentially do a...
Or riddle me this.
Batman.
What if we don't connect them?
And just have 7 rooms?
Or maybe we don't hit all the rooms. Right? We let them navigate their way through... Or even choose. We give them the name of the like... Or, there's a sign above each door or something, or, some way that they can kind of choose where they're going to go.
So maybe here's the thing. Maybe the grindhouse has, like, a particularly very enticing thing they can get from it. And so if they run and get that, like, this could be a fairly quickly done thing. This room, and they get in there and they do...
What if?
Mm-hmm. Yes. My favorite question.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these things? What if the ones with the bonus giveaways are side quests, right? So that they can choose, and the time is an in-game thing, right? Like the Gen Con game where it's like you have to get through this thing in this time or everybody is dead, whatever. Like there's an in-game timer running for them, and so the fastest way through dodges the side quest, but the side quests unlock all the stuff for chat or whatever. Something.
And then they get to be the heroes for the chat because now the chat gets like so
but it eats their time for the boss room, or something. So like we could. But here's what we can do that's really fun is maybe maybe it's easy to go the side quests. Because each of these has 2 exits, right? You go in one way, it has 2 exits.
Yeah.
The side quest exit is easy, right? Like that door is open. Getting the door open that leads you out the main path is like the one you've got, is like the puzzle or whatever. Like so theoretically you could sprint through the room right into the side quest room, but now you've got to deal with that side quest room or something, right? So that they can. Is that nuts?
No, it's not nuts. This is an interesting idea. If you put that sort of timer for chat reward, chat should be able to buy back time for them if they go on a side quest.
Ooh,
I could set.
Yes.
The thing there is we want to make sure that they can't just like infinitely buy time, but I can set individual goals that can only be met once for each room.
Yep.
So if I prep those ahead of time, then we can do that. Like, okay, they activated the side quest. If we spend enough community points, it gives them like a little more breathing room for like to finish this side quest.
Yeah,
We can do that.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then with that as well, what it does is I can set it so with community goals like that, each individual person can only put in so many points. So everybody would have to like actually collaborate.
That's great.
To, like,
so it becomes a collaborative.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you know what's cool is we can like maybe they have to get the mini dungeon to actually get the bonus time. Like chat has to buy it for them, but they don't get it unless they get the dungeon, which unlocks it gets them bonus time and gets it gets the chat the extra giveaway and it gets them the bonus time.
I wonder if we could. I wonder if we could offer them some reward for getting all of them as well.
Yes.
We'll have to think about what it is. We should offer them
if
some
they can
reward
if they can get all 4, if they get a perfect score, then they get an extra.
We'll think of something fun we can do.
We're giving away a resin lake tile set.
Okay.
We have one in the other room.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
it's going to be a resin extravaganza. So we'll if they can get all 4, we throw in a resin lake tile set, which would be awesome.
Man.
This is gonna be outrageous.
We're going so far with all it. I'm sorry. This is the most Dwarven Forge thing we've ever done.
All right. So what happens in the ale house? So they've got to make a, what's our timer at? Like I mean we're kind of getting off tangent, but like
I'd say Here's the thing. I think the ale pudding or the ale ooze thing is like the thing to do for this room.
I mean I can work with that like
I think with that, like I can't imagine us thinking of something better than having to brew something for an ale pudding. Like that's the perfect use of this room. It's something you can only do in this room. Like it'll be a unique, like interesting thing. Have to make sure it doesn't rise. If it's too hoppy, like it just makes the ooze start expanding and like filling the room.
And they are the worst people to possibly be trying to brew. Actually, he's a dwarf. He definitely gets
It's a dwarf, and I mean they're both barbarians. They both they're all probably at least heavy drinkers.
If they're and then they have to drink it with it. They have to.
I wish one of them took, and I know why they didn't take this as one of the magic items, but like the amulet of the drunkard or whatever it's called is one of my favorite things, where you recover HP by drinking.
Oh.
And it's not that useful of an item, but it is a great character magic item.
It'd be amazing.
It's one of my favorites. I think it's called Amulet of the Drunkard.
All right, so they gotta brew some stuff. They gotta role play with an ooze. They have to drink.
What stops people from trying to leave from the top? We can say like there's like a wall of force preventing them, or if they don't solve the room, if they try to go through a door, they just come back out the door on the other side, like in the same room. So we can come up with like dumb reasons why they have to like be in the room until they finish the challenge or whatever.
Well, or I mean, this could be a side quest room where like the dungeon, maybe they could see it, right? Maybe the dungeon is in behind these bars, right? But they're unbreakable, unbendable.
And that's what having
like,
the
they know it's there, but they have to,
And that's why we'll have the green, like the LED shining through it from the back too. So like it'll bring the eye.
Yep.
To that spot.
They can see that it's there. They can go out the exit if they want, but if they want to unlock that thing, they've got to satisfy.
So the alchemist table is a brewer station in disguise. Yeah, because there's also, if you look at the picture, that wall next to it
there's a whole bunch of ingredients.
Has a shelf of stuff on it.
And there's a table over here.
Yeah, so we can. So they can be like that whole thing could just be like a bartending thing. So we can just have them like role play. We can add like a performance check to like impress the pudding with like flipping the bottles and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, if they want to go all Tom Cruise and cocktail, absolutely.
What did somebody say? Green greedy lights for all bonus rooms. Yeah, we can just have like an LED that signifies. So that, like if they see that thing, they're like, "There's something we can do here."
Well, sometimes they might have to discover it. Like I can turn it on with the remote.
But just having some kind of clear indicator that.
Yeah, it's awesome. The glowing green light with a dungeon in there is like, I love it. All right, let's go to the next one.
They have to mix their own drinks IRL. Yeah, cool.
They have to take a shot in real life every time. Woo. All right, we get it.
Next, we can basically just go to whatever, because I mean, none of the rest are connected really. We've got Dark Mirror. We've got Dewarmer Workshop. We got War Chief.
Let's do. You want to do Dewarmer Workshop because it's right here?
Let's do Dewarmer Workshop.
All right, so this one, do you know who made this?
It's somebody I haven't heard of who's from the Facebook group.
Cool.
And I don't want to say their full actual legal name, but that's the only thing I have from them.
Okay, well,
So,
billed by full legal name. So we have there's a couple. I didn't.
I will say Marja made it off of the Facebook group.
Marja.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's where we got it.
All right. So this room, there's a little chest in this little side room. We have to grab the Dwarven Forge. The actual Dwarven Forge is in here, which is kind of awesome. We got the Golem wall, one active. There's this. I think you switch back to the live. Point out all the bits. So we got this, the top of the Hell Gate on top of Infernal Pedestal. This should be a Dwarven Forge. I just threw this in for now because I couldn't find the Dwarven Forge. Go figure. We're at Dwarven Forge. I couldn't find the Dwarven Forge. Dwarven Forge here. Portcullis. There's portcullis over on the side. There's a treasure chest over here. Golem wall, active Golem, and ice in the front for some reason or another. So what do we do in here? Is there a write-up on this one or no?
Yes, there is. Imagine a certain game's theme song playing. You find a crevice in a glacier and it leads into an ancient, long-forgotten building. In the dim light, you see some kind of workshop. There's the clink of mechanical objects powering up. That's the whole write-up for it.
What theme song?
I think it's a Skyrim thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. So what do we got here? Why is there ice?
I know we've been talking about it before. Well, that's the thing, is like you're going through the icy mountains and you find the workshop is like the idea. So the entrance would be through the ice. And then you have to exit through the... people are saying they think it's a Skyrim reference. I think that's what it is as well.
Right, so then there's there's a door on either side. Boom, boom, boom. This one is behind a portcullis, so it's harder.
Let the dwarf forge something here while the barbarians work the two bellows.
Yes!
That's a really cool idea.
Oh, who was that? That was brilliant.
That is Meraxis 13, which apparently is... do you know that Magic reference? They were talking about it yesterday. Meraxis 13. They're saying that's an old Magic the Gathering reference.
No. I played Magic 94, 95, and then stopped playing until 3 years ago. So I have a huge gap in my Magic knowledge. God, I should have never sold. I sold all my cards for like beer money right after college, and like I don't know, I had 30 or 29 dual lands, which are each worth like $1,000 now. Sold the whole thing for like $500. I was like, I had so
Meraxis
Bizarre of Baghdad.
Apparently, it's Meraxis of Keld, red human legendary in the 1997 set.
Yeah, so it was right after my.
It was when you were out of the game for a bit.
Yep.
So, have to make a pretty metal hat for the golem. So there are golems there. I know initially we were talking about it'd be funny if like those golems activate, and all you got to do is like pull out the power cord if they bother to like do a perception to notice it.
Well, what's interesting is both the fighter or barbarians are kind of defensively minded, like they kind of want to protect. So it could be a neat thing where they've got to sort of hold the perimeter against while the cleric is madly forging whatever. So it's like it's protect the cleric while he's forging away. And they both have one of them's got the glaive right with reach. The other's got a great axe. He's got what's in a sentinel, right? So he can stop them dead in their tracks. And like it seems like there's a lot of fun. It seems like a fun thing for those guys to play like keep away.
Let's see.
What do they need to forge?
Could it be that like it's something for them, like to satisfy them?
Yeah.
Maybe something broke or they're missing something. Forge the second golem. Like the golem's lonely and it's like like hang out, like it just doesn't want them to leave, and so when they try to leave, it's like why are you leaving? So they have to forge a companion for it. Although maybe that would take too long.
It's gonna take too long.
Yeah.
Is there a simple item like something stupid like a key, or is there like
forge a mug for the ale room? They have to forge a key to unlock one of the doors. A key to another room. Forge replacement levers.
They should forge some extra backup levers. They're gonna need them.
Just like a reinforced lever that they won't break.
Key is pretty simple.
A voice box to give them a voice. A key to jumpstart a golem, then I can help them on the final fight. Befriend a golem to bring with them.
I do not want to have a friendly NPC to tag along with.
Yeah, that would cause more to... What number of encounters is this so far? This is the third build we've looked at.
Yeah, but we don't know what order they're all going to go in.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. The order is probably going to be randomly decided by you guys during the game. So,
forge a key.
Use ice to cool down whatever they craft. No water otherwise.
Yeah. Oh,
they have to run it out.
Forge it and then cool it out here in the... yes.
The door doesn't exist yet. They need to... They need to forge a magic door to create the next exit.
That's a good one. But I have to forge a magic door and they choose which side they put it on. And we replace those. Yes. Love it.
Hey guys, have we won the giveaway yet?
No.
6 of clubs is here.
Yeah, we just gave away 6. Sorry. You just missed it.
Forge a new hand for the golem to bust down one of the doors for the next room. Do we put a side quest in here?
There's a chest. No, I don't think this is a good spot for a dungeon.
Okay.
But there is a chest in there. They can find some bonus treasure if they go through the chest side. And that should be harder because there's a portcullis.
Okay. Forge a heart for the golem. Well, we could do like a Wizard of Oz thing.
A brain, a heart.
A brain, a heart.
What did the other guy need? A brain, a heart, and
courage?
The Scarecrow needed a brain.
Scarecrow needed a brain. The Lion needed courage.
A courage and a heart.
How do you forge a courage?
I haven't found it yet.
Just like a sports car?
Yeah, so this one's harder. If they go through the portcullis, then they get a reward. Maybe it's a full healing.
They have to forge him an amulet of courage.
Potion of heroism.
That's literally what somebody else said right after. Give them 3 options of what to forge. Each could give a different benefit.
Oh, great idea.
So maybe the thing to get through the portcullis door is harder to forge, or takes more turns. Need the pieces to build your own Vecna Golem. Forge a key to free Picorni angles, or free Picorni's angels.
Also,
maybe that's what's in the chest is one of the lost agents, and he's like, "I'm gonna get out of here, but here I found this," and it can be like a giveaway thing or whatever.
It could be...
The courage is the brew. We can't really use things from the other rooms because we don't know.
Well, we don't know what order they're going to fall into.
That's something, if we decide to do something like that, we'll figure it out tomorrow. But,
All right, I got enough to work on with this, I think. I don't know. Let's go to the next. Oh.
Portcullis door has chest, is...
It's harder, but it has some reward in there.
Deal with Golem somehow. All right. Oh. Forge a lamp for a genie. Use the genie to cast wish. Oh, Jesus. Well, all right.
We are not letting them cast wish. The end.
we specifically used 9th level instead of 10th, so we wouldn't have to deal with divine intervention.
This is like... Okay. Let's get crazy. Let's do the War Chief.
War Chief?
Yeah, which we don't have the actual gag for this one here, but...
Yeah, we don't have the minis together yet, but the rest of the room is here.
Hilarious.
It's a funny idea.
So the premise is the Yorgrim Jarl who rides that Arctic Phalanx. The Phalanx is up here, but the Valorian Lion is in the center, and he's riding the Valorian Lion. It's called the War Chief's got a new ride. It's just really funny. He's ditched the Phalanx for a statue.
So we're thinking this could be a really fun NPC interaction room. And
yes.
This one I don't think would be too complicated. This would probably be one of the faster rooms.
This is a great opportunity for you to roleplay some nonsense and have the chat make you do something stupid.
Yeah. So what would they have to do with what do they have to do with this War Chief?
So there's a big lion statue in the middle of the thing, and he's riding a lion statue.
So are we gonna say that this is like the Yorgrim is going through like a midlife crisis?
Maybe.
Is like what it is.
He bought a giant bronze lion. He doesn't even know why.
Yeah, he's just like trying to impress people with his new mount.
But it's just a statue, or is it a figurine of wondrous power? Is it a
possibly be it? But yeah, it's basically golem? This is the equivalent of like buying a sports car to try and feel younger.
Well, what's a fun? So here's the thing: what's a fun role play challenge, right? Like, what's a what's like a fun? What would be fun for them with a collective intelligence, an average intelligence of 10 or 9? Wait, what's a
none
fun...
of them have a positive intelligence score.
What about charisma? I don't think any of their social checks are that strong.
Rathgar has a -1 intelligence and charisma and 0 wisdom. Kindred has straight zeros. Ulfgear has -1 intelligence, +4 wisdom, +1 charisma. So the face of their party has a +1 to charisma.
It's awesome. So what's a fun role play challenge? Like what's a fun social interaction challenge with a Yorgrim astride a... Oh, you know it could be... I don't know how it would work. You know the gag, the one of us tells the truth, one of us always lies thing? Is there some variation like on that? Or maybe the statue talks? So I play the statue and you play the war chief, or vice versa, or something. There could be some Abbott and Costello nonsense, like, I don't know, because that would make it staggeringly lively if both of us are doing something, both talking, and they have to talk, like...
Rabbit says they have to convince him he's doing okay in life, and the lion is a mistake, and his wife will be unimpressed. Warchief wants to impress a fairy queen. The Mount ought to do it. He needs a poem to win her love. We could do a Cyrano de Bergerac thing where they have to... This no charisma party has to like help him.
I'm gonna play the fairy. You're gonna play the war chief, right? I'm gonna peer over the thing, and you have to woo me. But you don't know how to say. They're gonna tell you what to say.
They're gonna feed me lines.
Yes, and chat's gonna give you your accent, and I'm gonna be there waiting to be charmed. And
we'll do a Cyrano de Bergerac situation with a bunch of like 0 charisma characters.
A bunch of barbarians get feeding you lines. It's gonna be great. I'm so in for this. Is chat in for this?
The chat seems very into it.
Okay.
People are saying a Cockney accent. Well, I'm not gonna know. Like, we're gonna have you guys choose it when they get into the room.
You get 3.
Before we go into it, we'll have you guys vote on it.
Yeah.
Better bone up on your old California accent.
I don't know. You better bone up on it.
Old California.
You'll put the 3 choices that you might be able to do, and they get to choose.
I drink your milkshake. We just do a Boston accent, pirate speak, a pirate Yorgrim.
I have a very long straw.
German. There's someone whispering in the bushes. Yeah. So they have to stealth check.
Oh, we can put the bushes in here, so they can hide. They can hide in the bushes and.
Okay. I mean, it feels like we figured out this room like extremely quick. Like this is like the ale situation where it's like this is perfect.
Oh, it's so good, right? They show up. He's like weeping on the top of his statue there, and they're like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Oh, I can't charm her. I don't know what to do." And like, just as they start figuring it out, she appears. Like, doo-doo-doo-doo. She'll like appear over the thing, and then it's
Chris plays.
Oh my God.
Chris plays War Chief. Chat picks accent. Players feed him lines.
I don't know why I'm so amused already.
This is going to be a great room. It's not going to take very long, and it's going to be very, very fun.
Yes.
Let's see. Like an old gold prospector. Yep, moving on to the next. Yeah, this is a very good time on this one. I feel like we figured this one out immediately.
All right.
Bushes attached to barrels so they can move them around.
What?
Like the movie Roxanne. Yeah, Cyrano de Bergerac. Yeah. Roxanne is a modern retelling of Cyrano de Bergerac. Wasn't Steve Martin in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was Roxanne.
A Deckard Cain accent. Did you say Steve Martin was Roxanne?
No, he was. Yeah, he was. He was. What is his name in that?
Probably not Cyrano.
No.
Did they name him something that sounds like Cyrano?
What was his name?
All right. So this is a build that we saw, and we were like, "Oh man, we want to use this, but we want this to be."
So basically, this is going to be a light panel portal, and I'll probably make a little mask for this or something. But this is going to be illuminated, and then we'll be shining up like this. We had a lot of resin submissions.
Yeah, this is the general idea of of what he wants the effects to look like. So with the light panel on, it'll be like this kind of backlit thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's supposed to be a big portal. And initially he was like, a huge demon's going to come through there. We're thinking about having this be their way in. We could potentially do something else with it, though.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing. It would. This could be the entrance to the whole kit and caboodle, right? This could be the kickoff of, hey, you've got to dive through. You've got to dive through this this thing, and this starts the timer or whatever, just to like get through one quickly.
Yeah. So this could be a thing where it's not really a room to solve. It could just be like a cool cinematic opening.
It's just the narrative intro room. Like,
Yeah.
set the stage, once you step through this portal, you're going to be in the heart of the modularity, and you're going to be, facing, you're exploring the tiles of reality, and it's, your life force is going to be drained. Like, you will permanently die if you don't get to out within 3 hours.
That's our plan. That's our plan with like a ripcord for if they take too long in a room as well. It's constantly shifting. So if they take too long in a room and they run out of time, it shifts to the next room, but they take like psychic damage as it like everything shifts with them still inside.
Just to mess with the barbarian.
Yeah.
Who's immune to everything but psychic.
He's immune to everything but psychic. So psychic damage.
Oh, that's just mean. So maybe this is our narrative intro room.
So they're in the cube. Yes, we're thinking they start here. Like this is the entrance that they found into the.
They're in here, and then they have to go through this. And once they go through this, the timer starts, and all heck breaks loose. As it were.
People are saying you can. There's some cool things you can do with a mirror. I'm not sure if we want to do a challenge in here, but they're saying it could be like a mirror of desire. I don't know.
What if we?
Do they have to figure something out in order to get in?
What if they have to state aloud their greatest fear to go in? So, because they've already established it generally, so then they get to say it out loud for people who don't know the backstory, and then it manifests inside the thing.
We do that, and here's the thing: we'll have them. They'll have to answer questions that will be pertinent to what the audience participation factors are going to be, so that everybody who is watching will understand. Will be informed about what why these choices matter and what would be like a funny choice to make and stuff like that.
Yep.
So yeah, we can use that as a way to kind of. Is there a giveaway tonight? Did I miss it? There is a giveaway tonight. It is 8:05. We could run it.
Yeah, let's run it.
Cool. What's a good giveaway word? We're giving away a basic Caverns core set today.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do the same thing every day this week.
How about what's a funny?
People are saying Ham Planet again.
Oh.
Modularity, Angels. We could do Angels. All right. If you want a chance to win a basic Caverns core set, one of our new configurations, go ahead and type Angels in chat. I'll roll the giveaway after we do our next room, so we'll have some time. We can only ship to the U.S. If you live outside the U.S., if you have a friend that we can ship it to in the U.S. and then they can forward it to you, like that's perfectly fine. Well, I love every time we do this because then it absolutely just like clears the chat.
Wow.
I can't see anything anymore.
Come.
What is your name? What is your quest? What is your fear? Yeah, we'll set up some kind of cool, like it'll be like a nice little 10-minute intro scene. So we'll figure out what those questions are based on what we end up doing with the rest of the rooms. But that'll be how we start, is with the Den of Hell. So Den of Hell, intro scene, cinematic, have them answer, and they can't step through unless they answer honestly.
Yeah,
like it's a.
Well, and we'll circle back up with them to make sure they have their fear, and also because we want to have it prepped, right? So like that one we know what their answer is going to be. It's mostly that one's for the rest of the chat to establish the thing that's going to show up, like the dog. We got to find a place for the dog. I love it. That's a good solve. Good solves.
Cool. And that was also done very quickly.
My I'm so excited for the War Chief one.
The War Chief one is going to be a lot of fun. It's not going to be like the most challenging room, but it's going to be.
It might be even the most memorable.
Yes, it's going to be just a very fun scenario.
Yeah.
If you just showed up, type Angels. Yeah, we're giving away a basic Caverns core set. Can you include a poem/saying that introduces the idea of each room? Possibly. We'll have to see what it all ends with. Because once we, like I said, like tonight,
That's a great idea.
Yeah, tonight the big goal is figure out what each room is going to be, and then tomorrow we figure out like all the details of how to do that the best, the balancing and all that. Tomorrow/Friday, I guess. We are crunching so hard to get this game out this week.
Yeah,
it is.
It's an adventure.
Yeah, it's felt like a Kickstarter almost. It's been a lot of fun. Dark Mirror's next. Let me download that picture real quick. So this is an interesting build. So this build is an extremely open-ended one that we can do a lot of stuff with. So I'm curious to see what people come up with. So as you can see, what this is a build. It's a mirror image.
You know what we should do? We should roll the giveaway so people can stop writing angels. That
is a good point. Right? Okay, so you have 30 more seconds to type angels in chat, and then I will roll the giveaway for the Basic Caverns Core set. 30 more seconds if you haven't typed it yet. US only shipping. This one, actually, I don't really feel like I need to show the picture because we actually got this build pretty spot on.
Yeah.
We had most of the stuff for it. We had a surprising amount of Underdoom.
That's pretty. Hey, you know what? We're doing Underdoom core sets.
We are? We've like confirmed we're going to do Underdoom core?
Underdoom confirmed. I don't know when it's coming, but we're...
it's on the list of configurations?
Yeah. It's just the core, not the basic, not the mega, but just
like what we did with Ice, right?
Underdoom core, yeah. So which is cool because it has a bunch of new pieces that haven't been in Underdoom.
Because the initial Underdoom encounter, it only had the pieces that were used in that specific encounter, so a lot of pieces just were...
And what's also, if you've got the Underdoom encounter, it doesn't have enough bread and butter pieces. So like 1 or 2 of these Underdoom core sets are exactly what you need to go with that to give it enough stuff to build. So it's like, it's really, yeah, I'm very excited. I really want to have some Underdoom support.
All right.
And we're going to do Hellscape at some point too eventually, so we'll have all the colors in there.
Let's roll this giveaway.
Roll the angels. Unleash the angels.
Ravensky74, you were the winner.
Welcome, Ravensky.
I will message you to get your email, and then we'll contact you. So let's read the Dark Mirror. This is the one that got the most votes in the audience selection.
It's really,
portion.
It's cool and clean, and it's a perfect reflection.
So,
and my favorite part is these little guys, the ledge wedges. Let's see if you can see.
That nice little
detail. They switch colors right in the middle. Like it's literally bisected. You know what we should do? I'd love to bisect the terrain tray. I don't know how. Oh, a gel. Just a colored gel.
That's not a bad idea.
Or something, right? Just so it has like a nice clean thing, because it's a really cool. It also, you know, this build should have been disqualified because it breaks the rules. It doesn't have 3 centered entrances. I guess technically this is an entrance.
We ended up going a little light on a lot of these rules.
Yeah, but it's really cool. It's just a really neat looking thing. So, you know, we haven't had any right? We have the little, I guess, the golem combat and the skeleton combat. We have some combat. So what are we gonna do here? So there seems like a really fun.
Yeah. So Paul did write a pretty.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. So this is.
Who is this by?
Mako/Paul Hostetter is what he goes by in Twitch chat. All right. So the idea is the players will approach the bridge from the standard cavern side, and as soon as they round the corner, they'll come face to face with the dark simulacrum of the caverns around them, and themselves evil manifestations of their darkest impulses, which could be tied into the questions in the Den of Hell. At this point, the players see that everything they do, their dark twins do as well. This is some Legend of Zelda stuff, honestly. Eventually, it all breaks down, and the encounter proceeds to initiative. Everything the players do on their initiative, their copies do. Everything their copies do on their initiatives, the players do. They solve the layer by making their way to the top of the bridge, making contact with the crystal, besting their dark twin in a contest of wills, and taking responsibility of their own inner darkness. So we could actually have a room that actually goes like pretty deep. The simulacrum will not deliberately commit suicide, nor will they demonstrate any trust or sense of cooperation for either the PCs or their dark teammates. So what if we just have this one room where instead of it being like funny and weird, it just is like a suddenly like very dark like turn on things? That could be interesting.
Yeah. They roll out of the forest right into this, and they're like, we had
we're having love. So much,
we're matchmakers.
We're having so much fun. It's like, why did you let her die? It's just like the next room. Like,
oh man.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty easy thing. So I guess the question is then, like, mechanically, what is the best way to pull that off? It's a cool idea.
And how do we do it in 15 minutes or less?
How do we do it in 15 minutes or less? And potentially, do we tie in a side quest / hidden giveaway to this one? If they do something specific. Could there be a chance that they continue on as their dark twin?
Too hard to. I don't have to change stats or things, and also we don't want to. It would be fantastic in the campaign.
It would have to be a role.
That's the ultimate campaign.
That's fair.
Like,
it is a one-off.
We don't have time to like.
Yeah.
It would be sick in your home campaign. That's like one of the PCs ends up as the dark twin, and you don't know, and it's a whole like. Whew. But it's too much to try and pull it in here. Plus, they're all super heroic and group oriented, and like I don't want that to fall apart. Like they need to be working together and doing a thing. Like if one of them is trying to kill the rest of them, it goes awry. Well, what's the contest of like? What's a contest that we can do that's
so standard? It would be either a wisdom or charisma saving throw. If it's a touching the crystal and like beating them like a battle of wills, most likely a wisdom.
But that's not a fun like having to run up and make a saving throw is not like a fun challenge.
Yeah.
Right. It's got to be like
mechanically. What is the best way to play this?
Well, what if it's not a mechanics thing? What if it's a role play thing? What if they have
that's
to?
Fair.
What if they have to? Right. What do you say? You have to take responsibility for your dark half. So if we know what their darkest impulse is, what if they have to do something like? Is there an interesting role play pledge they have to take, or something like? Is there a thing that they can do that would? How do they negate their darkest impulse?
Do the characters have secrets? That's a thing. Like I said, like we can tie this into the questions that they answer at the very beginning. We could. The only way to do it is to face their biggest fears, like the Groucho Marx mirror skit, where you need to get them to break. No combat encounter. It's role playing to convince their older version that what they did was good. So it could be older versions of them, or potentially younger versions of them. Man, but the time limit is.
I know it's got to be like
thing, yeah.
It's got to be something they can each do in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like once we establish it, and they get to kind of figure out what it is. Like what's a face your dark impulse.
Is it a thing where they get to the crystal one at a time and they're presented with a scenario dropped into the middle of some action that is tied into like the past, and it's like you have to like fix the thing that you did wrong back then, and it is a real quick thing. We just drop them into the middle of it, and it's like this is your chance to like. So
we go to the flashback cutscene in there for each of them, and
and it goes into like theater of the mind. We go into
Yep.
we go into a view that is just them and you.
Yep. We turn off all the lights and make it.
Yeah. You put them in like the heart of a decision.
Can we black out the other screens or something? Like make it like.
We can have everybody else turn off their video.
Yeah.
And then there'll just be a black screen if we want to do that, or we could just cut to a scene that is just you two.
Oh, you can just do the type. Yeah.
We could either do that, or we could have everybody dark out their screen.
Let's do the one-on-one like, and then they have to face. And we'll switch. We'll turn on like the rainbow or whatever, and it's just be like one dark light. Face. Okay, we do a quick. So I need to get. We'll get from them.
They have to repeat what they've done and come to terms. So that'll be the thing. It's like, are you going to make the same choice you made back then, or are you going to change it?
Yeah.
And it'll be like the heat of the moment, like you were right there, like it is a one action thing. You can use black lights, by the way. That is fair. It is.
Oh, Underdoom.
It is Underdoom.
Awesome under black light. Oh.
We have two Underdoom rooms. So if we can set this up to make use of the black light, especially in the second Underdark room, if they repeat it, they accept what they've done. If they change it, they haven't come to terms with it. What if there's a switch that can only be triggered by the mirror, making them having to cross sides to trigger? Either way, like what happens is maybe they take damage if they do things differently. Yeah, not having any roles involved, but just having it be a pure roleplay thing.
Do the other two have healing?
I mean, the fighter will have second wind.
But healing they can do on others. I'll have to give them a couple of healing potions.
The fighter does not.
I'm thinking if they don't make the choice, they're just dead. Like drop to zero, not like revivify dead, but just dead. Just 0 hit points.
And they're just out of the game?
No, but then someone else has to heal them up or whatever. But like,
Okay.
you know, to hit.
So
like,
it's
you
so
just, you
it's
drop to zero.
it's a banshee effect.
You drop to 0. Yeah.
Okay. So if they don't do it, I guess the only thing is, I guess after the first one, if that changes like the if it affects like what the rest of them do. Although maybe it doesn't matter. Like the point is having them play it out. Is what matters.
Is it fun though? Are they going to enjoy like?
I think if it's a very cool, intense moment where they get to have like a dedicated roleplay moment.
I got to get some stuff from them though. I get some.
We'll have to talk to them to make
info.
it work, but I think it could be very cool, and I think it could be a very memorable thing. Question is, what do you do when they decide to attack their twin?
They do all the damage themselves.
Do damage to themselves? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, they roll up and he crits himself with his improved critical on his glaive with like great weapon master and hits himself for 40 points of damage.
I don't think it should be pure roleplay. There should be some maneuver. Possibly there's a save to like not take some damage from when you connect to the crystal or something. But I think the main thrust of this room, I think the cool thing will be to suddenly drop like a pretty intense roleplay moment on them because they're not going to be expecting that at all. They're expecting like weird chaos.
Yeah, it's fun. I think we can work with this. It's just got to get some backstory from them to make it work, and then I think it's doable. It's cool.
Acceptance versus regret. Acceptance equals full heal. Regret equals like.
Oh.
So
who said that? That's brilliant.
That was DMN. Regret equals additional short rest healing dice. Yeah, I think either them dropping or getting fully healed up based on what they do is a cool thing.
Love it.
Well, that's that room. I think we're solid on this room anyways.
Okay.
That's going to be a really cool one. I feel like that'll be a standout after this. I feel like we got a cool idea for all of these so far.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. All right, let's do... Wow, we're cranking through. Oh, let's do Crazy Rabbit's Revenge.
Crazy Rabbit's...
named.
So, Rabbit's Revenge is not completely fully built yet. It is mostly fully built.
You got your revenge, Rabbit.
Oh my god.
I can't even lift it. You got it? That's
Oh my god.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to move this on that day. But, all right.
Very carefully. I'm going to stick a bunch of this down.
Yeah, this is a mess. So...
Okay, I gotta pull this back because it's so tall.
Holy moly. That's your revenge, Rabbit.
So with this one, this is using some resin pieces that we didn't have on hand enough, and the fire isn't in yet. I'm going to bring up the picture that he sent, though.
Yeah, let's bring up the picture.
It's a wild build. We were building up to the last minute to have all these ready in time.
Chris is convinced this was built just to torture him.
It's the revenge. Yeah, the revenge isn't on the players. The revenge is on us.
There's on the top too, right? There's like.
Yeah, there's a bunch of. I'm gonna bring up the thing. There's a lot of fire and ice and other little. There's a lot of dressing to this one, and. Yeah.
Rabbit burner, you've outdone yourself, sir. This
this one, you can see there's a bunch of fire and ice on the top.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. And he has more pictures to like have like a more in-depth walkthrough. Yeah, the fire on the side.
On the sides of the walls. Oh, it's so good.
And so.
Oh, so it's Realm of the Ancients on the inside. So I have to bring that.
Yeah, we need more Realm of the Ancients, and we didn't have it at the office.
I need the catacomb stuff.
So I built like a rough approximation of that out of other pieces, but we need to bring those pieces in tomorrow.
It's basically as tall as it is wide. It's like...
I think it should be a non-combat encounter. I think this is a bunch of saves to successfully get through the place.
The Gauntlet of Death.
So somebody suggested before that we had the barbarians have to toss the dwarf cleric, and I think if they have to toss him over to the other side of the gate to lower the drawbridge, that'd be very funny. If they have to like make a successful combined strength save, or strength check to throw him all the way over that.
I mean, that's 40...
He's
got to clear 50 feet...
It might not be reasonable, but if there's a place to do a dwarf toss...
Can you throw like a 200-pound dwarf 50 feet in the air?
There's golems in the ice. Yeah. So there's... Yeah. Let me draw this picture. So you can see the general geometry of the thing. So I'm assuming
so it's going to have fire all over the place, and then ice, and then the back thing has an ice thing.
Oh, I accidentally dropped that. Yeah, so I'm assuming that we're supposed to enter from the fire side, and then... The ice side is where you have to go because you got the fairy circle drawbridge. Do you guys have a trebuchet around?
Yeah.
Could we just add a trebuchet to it and they have to trebuchet him over the wall?
We'll have that as one option. Yeah. So what is there dressing on the wall? Does he have?
Yeah. There's like skull dressings on the walls.
Yeah, so this is all right.
There's fiddly bits all over this.
Does he have a write up, or is it just?
I think the write up is more about how it was built.
Okay.
He has a bunch of photos to like walk through it that I can show you.
You know, we do have. All right, this could be interesting. We have the rabbit burner miniature that he gave us. What if?
Don't worry about the write-up rabbit. The point is to get the builds. Like,
So what if?
That's why we're here.
What if Rabbit Burner is a Picorni's angel that went in here and is lost? Like he's lost and he's gone mad, right? He's guarding. He's like, and he's taking pot shots with his arrow from behind, with his bow from behind the thing, and they've got to like talk him off the ledge.
This is like the hero. Like this is like the legendary like hero, the legendary Picorni's angel.
This is the first Picorni's angel.
This is the one that inspired everybody else to want to join and be a Picorni's angel.
But he's been lost in here for who knows how long, and he's like, he's built this crazy fortress out of modular nonsense, and he's convinced that their evil twins come through the mirror or whatever, and they're coming to get him or whatever, and they've got to talk him down while he's sniping at them through the arrow slits.
He's been here so long that he thinks they're a threat.
Oh yeah. No, he's absolutely lost his mind. And he's taunting them. It's the French from Monty Python, taunting them and firing stuff at them. Maybe we can activate the golems. Yeah.
So the whole thing is like surviving this onslaught and getting to him, but like the goal is not to. I guess maybe they take him out. Maybe if they successfully talk him down, that's like side quest like giveaway thing. Like if they clear this room with Rabbit alive, that is a giveaway.
Yes, for sure.
So we'll need to tell them about this legendary rabbit hero.
Well, it's better to do it during the game. Like say, oh wait, this is you recognize that voice or that phrasing, and this can be only one. Only Rabbit Burner would speak like that. The legendary, the first of all the Picorni's angels. He went missing ages ago, and we can talk because otherwise nobody will know what's going on.
You recognize him from his voice. Also, he's a rabbit, which is pretty easy to tell.
His ear's on fire. Yeah.
You'd have it be a battle of insults to get him down.
That's fun. That's a good.
Okay, so
I don't even know where they're gonna stand. Like, this is.
So there's a bunch of jumpy stones in lava, which I think are supposed to be the safe places to like start in.
I have to put the chains up.
Yeah, you gotta put the chains on that. Yeah. I couldn't find like an intact gate in time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so Rabbit's Revenge. Legendary Angel Rabbit Burner.
Talk him down.
On edge attacks party thinking they're after him. If room is cleared with Rabbit alive, that's a bonus giveaway. Let's see.
That's gonna be fun.
So what do we do with all the elements in here? Yeah, so you're supposed to start with the jumpy stones. Let's see. You have to be a battle of insults to get him down. I kind of like that. People are like pointing to a lot of Monty Python inspiration for this.
Yep.
He farts in their general direction. Let's see. Have everyone wait 5 minutes and then the ice all turns to water.
It melts down.
Tamrick says we can make it opposite, where the fire actually has like ice qualities and the ice has fire qualities.
Oh.
That might be overly complicated. I feel like we need to pick like one strong thing per room and focus on it.
I think the Battle of Insults, while he's just hammering them with damage, like he's like a 20th level ranger sharpshooter, and he's just absolutely murdering them with arrows while insulting them. His insults are like barbs, and his barbs are like barbs.
The Eyesight Castle starts to crumble. Yeah, I noticed. Having to build the ruined walls was was my favorite part of putting this together. Every insult is vicious mockery damage.
Ooh, it's psychic.
Yeah.
For the bear. Oh, I love it.
So we just start treating like the insults as like attacks.
Yep.
His
Maybe it's improved vicious mockery. He's so good. He's been here so long. It's like it's the legendary improved vicious mockery.
It's a battle of words. They can use their weapons, and it's probably easier to do that.
Ultra vicious mockery. You know, so that's like 4d4.
I hope they don't decide to just kill him. Like, it would be easier to just throw the entire, like...
Well, that's going to be the fun challenge, right?
Yeah.
Because he's going to be insulting them, like,
but also, like, this is Rabbit Burner.
Yeah.
Magic mouth arrows. Every insult psychic damage. Yeah, I think leaning into psychic damage as much as possible will be the most fun thing we can do. Could that crystal up top be powering his insults and making them cause damage?
Yes.
That could be it. Is there any way for them to get a clue that it's Rabbit Burner? We're going to have them recognize him when they get in.
Flat out tell them.
Yeah. Does that mean compliments would heal in this room?
Maybe.
They could try to use...
That's a cool idea.
Maybe it like changes like whether it's a persuasion check or a intimidation. In case they're proficient in one or the other. Well, I think the cleric has persuasion. I don't know if that's what... Maybe we want to treat it more like a ranged attack rules rather than making it checks.
I don't want to do 100 checks because it's going to go forever.
So make it more of a roleplay thing.
Yeah, but we can do a couple of key checks.
Put a check here and there.
Yep.
At like key points.
I love the crystal powering his insults. That's awesome.
To make them improved vicious mockery. So they're not doing damage to him.
Ultra vicious mockery.
Ultra vicious mockery.
Yeah.
Another step beyond.
Oh yeah, we're full in. We're going to 11 with the vicious mockery.
He's a bard who's multi-classed back into bard after hitting level 20 in bard.
He's a bard.
He's a level 20 bard twice. If it heals via compliments, then they could heal Rabbit. Well, here's the thing. Would compliments heal him more, or is this a thing where he's the feisty, like what makes him respect people is their ability to throw back what he hurls at them?
Well, I think what's more fun, right? Isn't like the rap battle thing more fun? Like right? Isn't like
how clever the insults can be?
Yeah. I think that's I think that's the fun thing is trying to find clever insults.
Yeah.
It's a battle of wits and arrows. But he's got the arrows and they don't.
Just measure damage by the quality of insults they give back. Good joke equals non-fatal damage to Rabbit.
Oh, does the chat judge? Does the chat judge the? It's like the the applause-o-meter, right? Can the chat judge the quality of the insults or whatever? So like.
That would take a while.
But what if they do? Each of them has to. All three of them have to do one, right? Boom, boom, boom. What's the chat give it or something? Is there a way to like have the
You know what would be?
I don't.
The most efficient would be if the chat provides Rabbit's insults.
Oh.
And when we do that before before they get the room, we can do this at the very beginning. We just say like, hey, spend points to like choose like an insult and write it out. We'll jot it down. We'll hand them to you, and you can like scroll through the list and just like.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's really good.
We can have the chat write Rabbit's insults.
I love
keep
that.
it PG, but we.
Yeah.
So the day of we'll do
that.
But
we want it to be clever, right? The whole point is to be clever and witty. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, that's really fun. Sponsor an insult.
Yeah, sponsor an insult. Let's see.
This is just insane, Bill.
The PCs have to show Rabbit their painted minis. They have to talk to him about wargaming to like kind of get his mind back.
They bring him back, talk him back down.
I haven't gotten to talk about.
That's gonna be really fun.
Just like us in the forum.
What are we at? I think we. Oh, all right, let's go to the next one.
We're getting up on 10 minutes on this one. Yeah, I think we've got a good thing to work with here. All right, let's reset this real quick. All right, that's gonna fall apart. We
You got your revenge, Rabbit. Oh man, it's the layer. The train trays layered on the other train trays.
Yeah.
That it really.
Thankfully, we'll have some other people here to help on the day of.
This one, we might need to like pre-prep that one in its own. I don't know. That thing is just.
I'm planning to tape and like white stick a lot of this together.
Yeah.
We'll
crack it.
Is this the only one?
Then we also have the snake thing.
Right. Are we gonna do that with the boss rooms though, or are we gonna do it?
I don't know.
Oh right. This thing's gonna hang out the back.
Oh, what was that too? Were those really raw on?
Yeah, it's like Tyler was looking at it and he's like, I think they're just using this to bridge the gap.
Really?
It's not actually. We couldn't find an arch piece that made sense in there. Like maybe it is there, but like it's.
It's not the arch wall, huh?
It's not what it looked like to us at least.
Huh.
I can message.
Pull up the. Let's pull up the
Dragos
photo.
directly
Yeah,
about it.
pull up the photo so we can see what. Because it doesn't make these sort of.
Yeah. So this is a thing that's going to be a bit of a project. This is.
You have to use your brain, your imagination.
This is the infamous disco room. Oh man, we can do something about how Rabbit calls the Discord the disco, and so everybody in there he calls it the disco doofers. We can make some kind of reference about that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So this is Dragos Von Dragos.
This is Dragos, and so what we're doing is we had 2 disco submissions, and so we wanted to combine the best of both. So it's basically taking Dragos' overall idea for the build, and then adding some of the stuff. I think Merc is the one who made the other one. I'll get the correction there. I'll get that real briefly. So this is how it'll look when we're done. We gotta like cut out some gels to color the whole thing, but it's gonna be this stellar disco challenge. Let's see. I can just make this the whole thing if I
Yeah,
need
just
to.
fill the whole screen so we can see this.
Cool.
Man, I love packing these. Trying to pack everything into a 12 by 12 is.
It's
insane.
like a lot of these builds would
good.
take somebody all day, and we're doing so many of them at once.
Go spread it. Go wider so we can. We don't need this up on the
Get
left.
as close
It's
as
like-
possible. Yeah. We don't need the negative space. So this is what it's going to look like when we're done with it. So yeah, this will be a performance thing. Let me check the thing real quick.
Maybe hit the other.
It'll all be down here. Cool. Just go to Dragos. Gel filters over light panel for Bard loving dance off fun, or perhaps puzzle floor. That was Dragos' write up. And then let me grab. It was Merc that submitted the other one. I liked Merc's concepts a lot, so we want to try and work some of them in if we can. Let me grab the picture of that.
I loved in this picture. He's got the necrotic sludge as the background.
Yeah.
So good.
And this, so
I
then this is.
love the.
Yes,
this
is.
I forgot the soul. The spirit tree center was in.
And so we want to work some of these things into it. One thing that I really like as an idea is having these raving lemurs out on the field is something I would really want to do. One of the things I was telling Nate is I think it would be fun if there's 3 lemurs there, and if they have to be their dance partners.
So good.
Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
So gross.
If we can dunk Topulus in lava, that would be great.
If what?
If we can dunk Topulus in lava.
All right, well, we can work on that.
The chat is very invested in killing Topulus.
Really?
In killing the cleric. Yeah.
Why?
Maybe the color tiles change and offer bonus and penalties depending on the color the PC
for
is on.
sure. Definitely.
The problem with changing the colors is I don't know how we would.
We can't change the colors, but we can have the colors have different effects, and we can have the lemurs move and like cover different one. Like, they can move around the thing and change. You can't if you find out that blue is good, but they're on all the blues. It's gonna move.
It's gonna be. This is probably gonna be like. This is definitely gonna be a puzzle room of some sort.
How do we do a fun, ridiculous dance extravaganza? Like, how do we?
Otto's Irresistible Dance. Music plays, and depending on the song, everyone moves a certain way depending on what song they pick. So we could have the audience vote on what the music is.
That's amazing.
The tough thing with playing music they can hear is then it would be a constant feed coming through our mic, unless I send them a link to the song and they could play it for themselves, so they're listening to it in their headphones, and then we can be putting it through to the chat. It wouldn't be synced up entirely, but that would be a way that we could do it where it wouldn't mess up with like the audio channels. Is there a way to
stream it on OBS and somehow give them that feed? No, because it's delayed.
Not cleanly that I can think of.
Yeah.
I think the cleanest way we could do it is to...
We could just give it to the audience.
We could just play it for the audience. That is true. But if the music itself is going to be important to the puzzle solving, it would be nice if they heard it. But it is a thing that we could just put on as fun ambiance for the audience. We could be playing music in a lot of these rooms as ambiance for the audience.
Couldn't we also just put it in speakers here lightly and like...
We could. The issue with that is then we would have when multiple people are talking in any chat client, it can cause like some compression, and so we would have a constant feed coming through our mic if we did that.
We would just turn it down. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
and if we turn it down so it doesn't go through Vorpal, then it wouldn't
let's
really
figure out
work
what the challenge is, and then we'll figure out the dressing, right? How do we make it?
Yeah.
So what's a fun way, how do they dance with the lemurs with the multicolored buffs and
virtual cable?
Bane?
There's ways we could do it. Yeah. Could you use music from Battle Bards? Gives us permission to use it? Yeah, we could always use Battle Bards. We can also find some public domain stuff. Like we can find any song we need.
What's the challenge?
Yeah,
right?
like
how do we make it a fun?
Nate should just sing.
Nobody wants that. We all lose.
Play music in the background per space, and they must sing the next line. We could do like some sort of music knowledge challenge.
Too hard because it's like.
I think the thing that I don't want them to get caught on something that we're just stuck here because they don't know something.
It's got to be something about going on the colors while these guys are moving around.
Do they defeat them through, like, they can't be harmed in any way other than being shamed on the dance floor? Like, just being outdanced?
It's a pants-off dance-off. Like, there's no...
And, like, something about these Lemur, like, they're just really, really good at dancing.
Yeah.
Like, it's
uncanny.
Like, they're actually, like...
They're born to... Like, or they're dead to dance. They're, yeah.
You wouldn't think it, but...
They're dead can dance. They...
And it makes them do performance checks, which they'll all be bad at, which would be fun. Teach the Lemurs how to dance. How to get the Lemurs on a specific color, but each moves a specific pattern based on characters.
That's a really fun, right? You got to get them all in the red, but one guy only goes diagonally, or one guy moves like a knight, or something, or they do some, or do they follow them? Each of the Lemurs chooses one of the characters. Like is enamored with one of the characters, or they choose their dance. They show their dance moves or something, and each one chooses one and is following them. They don't know which one is which.
They have to give them a lovely night out, in order to like their father could be watching. It could be like one of the things I liked in Merc's build is having the Howling Devil up here and he's got like the plinth in front of him that should be like the mic and everything. So like he could be like looking over the whole thing.
Let's build him up in the corner here.
Yeah,
he could be all right, next on the main stage here, we've got 3 newcomers who, are you guys ready to get down and boogie? We are, like,
That could be another situation where we could have the audience feed lines. We could be collecting, like, funny names for songs and such.
That's fun. What do we, But what's the challenge?
What's the challenge is the thing. Yeah, like thinking of a challenge that translates in here. There's going to be something like, once we figure it out, it's going to be incredible. It's just figuring out what it is. He talks like Casey Kasem.
Yeah, definitely.
Dancing with the Stars. What happens when one of the PCs gets served? Psychic damage.
Yeah.
Like, every room is psychic damage.
No.
Did they already do the giveaway? We did. Raven Sky 74 won. Raven Sky, if you're still here, I did whisper you to get the email so we can get your stuff sent to you.
What if it's I feel like the fun, the dance circle, dance off thing, like it's got to be, I feel like they've got to, I feel like they've got to each do a thing, right? They each have to go out and like do their thing, facing off against Lemure.
DMN is saying that potentially it could be that they have to last 5 turns. They have to keep up with them long enough to impress them.
Yeah.
So it could be kind of an endurance challenge.
Which plays to who's our Rathgar? No, who's this? Kindred is all about endurance.
Yes. Is it the thing? Is it just one of them has to do it, or is it all 3 of them are going to?
They all got to do it.
They've all got to do it.
They have to. It's because it's no fun to just sit and watch the other. Like all 3 of them have to.
But here's the thing:
survive the dance floor for 5 turns.
But is this a situation where it's a troop, and so they have to pick like a face, and the rest are like the backup, like supporting like the.
They each take turns as the face.
Yeah.
Right. Like you do. Right. You go out and you do. The other guys are doing the backup while you go out and you do your thing.
Maybe they have to describe in detail like what it is that they're doing to impress them, and depending on how good it is, it makes the check easier or harder.
Yes.
Just like encourage them going. Going big. Definite performance stance checks. Yeah, performance checks seem like the clearest option to go with here, which I don't think any of them are proficient in.
It's more fun to have them describe or the DC is set by how good their description is. Yeah, the DC right? Because we're setting them up to fail. Like it's no fun watching a bunch of people roll failing checks repeatedly. Isn't fun.
So providing an incentive for them to go in on it.
Throwing down, using his glaive like a pole. He's doing a thing they're whatever. There's just like some nonsense, right? He's like. He suddenly whips out his sexy fireman outfit, and he's like, dude, I don't know why they suddenly turned into a male strippers. I don't know where this John Travolta thing. He's got the breakaway, tears off his armor. He's got like the white tuxedo underneath, and he's like.
I'm trying to think of some kind of Chippendales joke now.
Can we make white tuxedos for these? The white crazy 70s. Disco suits, like, oh my god.
Get like little white gloves to put on each of the Lemure hands.
Yeah,
Bow to the left, do-si-do. Random colors are chosen each turn. Lemures move 1 space closer to that square.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, can we make the colors of the squares?
Definitely. Well, maybe they can give a bonus to your check or whatever.
They have to describe like how smoothly they get to that space, and so their ability to get there successfully without hitting the wrong square depends on like how well they're selling the dance. Basically, it's all about gracefully getting there.
Well, maybe that's the thing. Like maybe the theme. How many colors are there in the original? Because that could drive the theme of a lot. 2 yellows, 2 teals.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Pink,
5,
ppurple,
6.
teal,
Looks like 6.
white, yellow.
Here's the thing, though. We can set it however we want. Yeah. We're looking at.
But it could be something like if there's 4, say there were 4 colors, each one is a different. A different sort of thing you need to do, right? And the DJ announces it, now we're going into, racing reds, let's see your best, whatever, and then
Dragos is saying they're 7, so we've just failed 3rd grade, arithmetic.
Counting, color identification.
But we can set the colors however we need to be. Yeah. There's 16 squares.
4 works really nice.
Yeah, 4 is the cleanest thing, then there's 4.
But so then they have to get to that color, do their thing on that color, and then it switches to the next, now it's the cerulean slide. Let's see your best cerulean slide. And
colors do different energy damage. They can't pass the same color twice, maybe. I'm worried about overcomplicating it. It needs to be simple enough that we can breeze through it, but still be cool enough, unique enough that it's memorable. Reenact the scene from Big, but Tom Hanks is a Balrog. If you can't keep up, he eats you.
The piano.
DJ's an imp. Well, I like the idea of the Howling Devil.
Yeah, it's gonna be the big howling because he's
using the devil plinth. He's spinning that, and that's his turntable. Is the devil plinth?
Behold.
That could genuinely be the thing. It's just that voice, but talking like a DJ. Could the driver of a Honda Civic please?
Everybody, give it up for Rathgar.
Don't forget that Wednesday is ladies' night.
That's right, ladies.
That's right.
All right, I think I can work something. Each color.
There's definitely something here. Yeah, we've got a lot of ideas. It's just picking it. Outdancing the 3 Limor dance.
Outlast them, right?
Yeah, outlasting. Yeah. DJ Howling Devil. Howling DJ. We'll think of
DJ
something.
Devil?
DJ Howling Devil. Let's see. And so my plan with this is tomorrow I want to have like an actual full write-up of all these rooms that I can post as a reference document in the chat so that all of you will be able to be looking at the reference document so you will understand what stuff is going to be coming up and everybody can be informed about what's going on and all that jazz. DJ Callius, don't forget to tip your patrons.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a race to the color tile where the
Don't
performance check affects how far a player can move.
tip your patron.
2 Death Knights dressed as Daft Punk. Oh. It's just the 2 golems from the Dewarmer Workshop are like they're moonlighting at the.
Oh, it's so good.
The Lemurs are different colors that match floor squares. The problem is we don't have a bunch of unpainted Lemurs to custom paint right now. I don't think.
Nor the time.
Yeah, I mean I could custom paint a Lemur pretty quickly. We just don't have them. I just painted mine a couple weeks ago, and I could. Yeah.
We'll work with the different effects on the different floor tiles, different styles of damp sort of thing. You got to move your way to it.
I feel like we got enough going on. The room itself is an interesting enough setup
that we need
to be careful not to overcomplicate the execution.
And we turn the rainbows into rainbow mode.
Yeah.
And
Anyway, we've been on this room for a while.
Okay, yeah, let's move to next. All right, we got it. Next, ship. We're down to one last one and then the boss fight.
Yes. 8:50. Okay, so we can finish this by 9. Yeah.
Well, let's do this last room and then just a quick 5-minute sketch on the boss fight and get out of there.
Go get your custom Lemur, Chris. The one that said get the flock out. DJ should be the Dwarven Forge imp. He should be Doom.
So here's the thing. Doom and Zoltar have got to show up in the last room.
Yeah, that'd be a boss situation.
They're in the boss room, right? That'll be the fun surprise.
This is one of the ones we were able to pretty much do spot on. So, that's nice. Like the doors aren't inserted into the archways yet, but outside of that, let's see.
So this has got 2 giant roll. Who made this one? What's this called?
Let me check real quick. This one is Ogre. This is Grave of the Snake. Wanted to have 2 levels and use a lot of jade tiles. Also want to do the boulder traps.
Wait, like Ogre from Skinny Puppy?
Yes.
Really?
No.
In front. Oh, is it War Master Ogre from Germany?
I don't know. It's OGER, if that tips you off to something. Ogre is like such a common enough thing that I genuinely don't know. Yeah. In front of the stairs, there are 2 hidden snake pits. Under the high level, I haven't built those in yet. But those 2 floor tiles are supposed to be hidden snake pits. Yeah. In front of the under the high level are just 2x2 razor blocks and dungeon arches. Yes, there's not a whole lot of it
just looks really awesome. Plus, it's got 2 giant rolling boulder traps.
It's got the boulder traps. So our initial concern with this is there's not a lot of playable space that is safe for the players to move on. This clearly wants to be a combat room, I think. But like between them not being like those boulder traps being on the sides and then the snake pits right in front of the stairs, there's not a lot of safe places for them to go. The goal is to dunk the boulders into the hole.
Is Sasul up here, too, conceptually?
I don't think Sasul isn't in there in the original build. I don't think. Let me check real quick. I don't think they were. They have a different thing there.
She is now.
There's a different thing there.
Yeah, it's Sasul.
Oh, there's Sasul. Oh, it's Sasul standing over a brazier, so that's why. Okay. Yeah. So that's the initial thing.
It's Sasul statue, not Sasul.
Okay. I didn't realize there was a Sasul statue outside of the mini.
Dude, it's her inanimate and then animated. It's like
the
gag to end all gags. You pop the eyes out of the gems out of the statue like on the player's handbook, and next thing you know, you got to fight a demigod.
I wasn't here for that set. I'm not very familiar with it.
Don't fight demigods.
Mad plan.
We have the fun option of animating Sassul, so we got to kind of do that.
Yeah.
Also, the serpent. It has the serpent braziers on either side.
Yes.
Too, so we can do something fun with that. This is just absolutely heinous.
Like, should this be like the straight combat room, or we don't really have like straight combat rooms so far.
Boss fight.
The boss fight at the end, yeah. But should there be a room that is a fight before that?
Well, the golems.
The golems could be.
Combat is going to take.
If there's a lot of rolls, yeah, that's where it starts taking a while.
Dude, one round of combat's 15 minutes. Like,
yeah.
It's crazy. Like, what are these?
Yeah.
Traps.
It's just a trap room. They have to get through the hole without dying. So there's holes on both sides.
Well, here's the other thing. We've only had 2 bonus.
That's the thing. Yeah, maybe they could just try to get out, but this could be a side quest room that has to do with the Sassul statue on the top, and maybe like if they get that thing. Now Sassul animates, and they have to get out with Sassul now active. And we can make it very clear that it's like you cannot actually fight Sassul. Like Sassul
cannot win.
Yeah, Sassul. Sassul is not something you can take out. The modular boat is in Sassul's hands.
Yeah, if you can defeat Sassul, you get a new modular boat in KS in the next one.
Side quest. The boulders are really light, but they have to dunk on Sassul. They have to throw the boulders through the ring.
Oh my god, that's the best. A giant strength challenge.
And Sassul's just trying to like block it.
It's Sassul basketball.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, we're absolutely doing that.
So they take the thing and Sassul and that's the thing. Sassul's just like, if you want the treasure, you have to show me you can ball. And like that becomes
she's got 3 heads and she's just sort of like
like absolutely goaltending the entire time. He's on fire from downtown because they're all buff.
They're huge, right? They're just
actually Rathgar's a Dex barbarian instead of a Strength barbarian. But the other two, Kindred and
Dex is great too. You're throwing a giant boulder.
Throwing is Strength though.
Not for accuracy. Ranged weapons are all Dex based.
When you're shooting, it's Dex. If you're throwing like a javelin or a hand axe and stuff, that's Strength.
But if you're trying to get through a target.
Let's see.
Maybe it's in athletics. Which she's good at.
Maybe it's athletics. It could be.
It's not a weapon. I mean, it is, I guess, but it.
Show me what you got. Come on and slam. Oh man, yeah. This sounds like so. We definitely have to go with the basketball route. Maybe there's something. Maybe he can have a different job that is to help stop Sassul from being able to goaltend. Maybe he has to guard Sassul, and that's the dexterity thing. Is
You gotta set a pick.
He's playing man-to-man coverage on Sassul.
You gotta set a pick on Sassul while the other guy's got to get the clean shot.
Yeah.
That's awesome. They have to score the winning 3-pointer to win. God, it's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. The ring could be a portal, and throwing a boulder in defeats whatever's on the other side. Potentially. I just like the idea of Sassul just like, I'm not letting you go unless you can beat me in this weird basketball Quidditch hybrid. Like,
well, it's like that. What was the Mayan death ball, where it was like basketball, but you couldn't use your hands?
Yeah.
The hoop was like 20 feet high, and
like Road to El Dorado.
And if you won, you got decapitated, to celebrate your victory.
Let's cut that part.
Yeah, let's go right to that part. Topulus they dunk him in lava.
That could be the gag, though. Sassul's like, oh no, whoever loses gets decapitated. It's like, oh man, Sassul cuts off their heads and they just grow back. They grow back, but they're 6 now.
We could have the bucket of Gatorade, but it's lava. Put it on Topulus if they want to dunk Topulus in lava. All right, I think this room writes itself.
Yeah, so
it really does seem like it's got to be strength to hurl giant boulders.
And the idea of like Rathgar being like, you've got
Athletic.
to play man defense on Sassul.
So good. He also could probably find some fun way to work with his spells to like.
Yeah.
Or,
they're gonna be looking for,
That's
especially
really fun.
We'll look over the character sheet more and see if there's like some fun ways we can
Yeah.
customize it to that. But yeah,
I mean, pretty much anything that they come up with, we'll roll with. Like if they're like, yeah, well, I'm gonna use this to.
yeah, the point of this isn't to get hung up on rules. It's to do bizarre scenarios. Everything about this is bizarre. All right, Grave of Snakes just turned into a basketball arena.
Grave of Snakeball.
Side quest.
So do they win? Do they win? Is it like a carnival where they win if they can sink 2 baskets? They win the side quest. They win the dungeon.
Yeah, like the Sassul.
Because we only have 2 dungeons in so far. We need 4.
Yeah, we can think of some way to retroact. Like Sassul can be holding one, and if they go up to touch it, Sassul's like, you can only have this if you can ball.
Well, maybe they get out of the room. They can leave the room if they make 1 basket. They unlock the dungeon if they make 2 baskets. Mm-hmm. They've got to sink each ball if they want to get the.
And something
dungeon.
about it makes it harder the second time. I don't know what, but
well, Sassul.
fair.
Now I'm mad. Now, she starts fouling.
They're
like, she starts playing dirty.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, I love this idea.
The snake braziers can start like launching stuff at them, and like, we can just turn it. It goes sudden death overtime.
First one to score a point. Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally sudden death.
But they have to sink it from behind the snake trap line like a free throw line.
Definitely.
So you gotta make a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
Ball of Doom is screaming the whole time. Yeah, so we got to get those. Do the boulders actually fit through the hole?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No problem.
Perfect.
It's
Nice.
so good. It's like
It's just such a dumb idea. I love it.
it's perfect.
We need a deck of cards worked in somewhere, and if a 6 of clubs is drawn, then no giveaway.
Oh.
Deck of many things, but all the things are just you drew
6 of
the
clubs.
6 of clubs.
Man, what are the
What?
chances?
I also drew the 6 of
clubs in this deck. All 3 of you drew the 6 of clubs.
That's so wild.
So
I guess
hang
we'll
on.
just turn off the stream now.
We don't have the 4th giveaway.
We could add an extra thing to the disco room, an extra caveat to the disco room, where if they manage to do that.
We could put it in the chest in the. Did we put it in the chest in this room already?
Oh, we said if
Wait.
if they make it through Rabbit's room with him alive.
Rabbit is 1. This
Yeah.
is 2.
The
ale
grindhouse/ale room.
Ale room is 3, and then we could either do the chest in the Dewarmer Workshop or the best dance. The chest feels more objective, like it's a if you can get the chest, you get the chest. Like it's.
Yeah, it feels very obvious, like you see it from the beginning.
You can see there's a green glow coming out of the edges of the chest. Why don't we do that? That keeps it simple enough.
Will those green walls glow if set on a light tray? So
sort of.
They're
These
LED.
ones have LEDs.
Yeah, so the corners.
Except the batteries are dead in almost all of these.
Yeah, this room is gonna. Well, we have some other corners we can swap in if that's the case.
Oh, we have batteries also we can swap in.
That's also fair.
Yeah.
But
these do sort of illuminate.
Yeah, there's a lot of LEDs in this room that will be turned on when we're actually playing. Whoever does the best dancing
Unlike
queen.
my microphone. Yeah, you can sort of see the light.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's just look at the boss room quick, and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah. So for the boss room, this thing is too big to put on there. So we're gonna. If you guys watched last night, the boss room.
Maybe we should do.
We need to get some light on it, actually. I changed the f-stop and that helped, actually. Okay. Let's get this whole thing in there. Okay, if you guys watched last night, Toby and Tyler built these. This is the ultimate modular room where none of it makes sense. It's 4 distinct biomes.
Because the rest of all this really makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, everything was a standard adventure until we got here.
Let's rotate this thing.
Yeah. So,
Oh, I see. It is a sidewall. I want to put this over.
Yeah, this.
I'm gonna put this one over here and this one over here, so it fits better.
Yeah.
We'll
So with this whole thing.
So okay. So here's first. So let's just establish two things. What are they fighting? Well, first of all, Doom and Zaltar have to show up and make a cameo because that's fun. And I don't know where this goes me here. What are they fighting, and what's their objective, and what's going to be fun to watch?
Let's see. Defeat a Draco Lich with a Cerberus guard dog.
Should only be. Oh, we didn't work the Cerberus in.
We could combine all their fears here.
I don't want to have more than one monster.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna we got it. Time is working against us. Like there's like one monster's already gonna be. We could do a monster with lair action, but like no like too many. It's just too much to do. Multiple whatever.
Have the 3 backup players and their pet giant worm as the boss. Oh, the worm that never was. If we want to bust that out.
Oh, the worm that never was is a good one.
Yeah.
All right, so, okay, yeah. The worm never was is fantastic. What are they? What's their objective? Like,
is this where we make it combat?
Well, there's definitely got to be some combat, but it might not be. It might not be hit it until one of you guys falls down. It could be there could be something else, right? Like you've got to do. What if there's something that has to be done in all 4 quadrants, right? Like
I think that makes the most sense.
Each quadrant has a thing that has to happen, while this just absolutely heinous like CR20 creatures chasing you around. I don't know why I always like doing that. It's Or is it more fun if they have to slay the thing also? Or maybe if they can do all 4 of the things, that weakens it enough that then they can finish it. Because it feels satisfying. You want to kill the monster, right?
It could be that instead of like them straight up killing it, it's checks where it's like you got to do enough damage to like move on to the next phase, basically. So maybe they do something in each room which weakens a part of it and lets them do something to damage it. So do something in the room, it reveals a weakness, you wail on that weakness, you get to the next room, and you do that until the whole thing is just...
It's a video game fight, right? You knock off the leg, and then it reveals the thing, and then there's the thing under the chest, and the... All right.
Oh, we could use their fears for each of the quadrants in some way. Except for the 4th, I guess, because there's only 3 of them. But,
Or do we retrofit some of their fears...
We can try to retrofit it into the past part.
It's easier to put the fears in... It's easier to jam their fears into one of the previous rooms because this... I feel like there's already going to be... Just having some big giant worm wandering through these 4 quads with 4 objectives is already going to be a lot. Where do we put... So let's talk about that for a second. Where do we put a Cerberus and a dragon and impatience? Impatience seems easy. That's not as great as fear, though. We got to find out what his fear is. That was just his weakness. We got to find out fear. We know dogs and dragons.
We could drop one into Rabbit's Revenge. What are you excited about?
Yeah,
Rabbit's
Cerberus
Revenge?
and Rabbit's Revenge makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. We could do... what rooms are kind of... You know what?
Is Sassul... Sassul is kind of draconian. Maybe there's like... Maybe that's his, like, he's got to beat a 3-headed humanoid dragonoid in one-on-one basketball
to get over his fear.
His greatest fear.
Like let's and if they do it, Sassul comes up, looks him like right in the eye, she's like, "Hey, good game." Just like a big like touching moment.
I'll see you around the courts.
Let me
All right, so we'll figure out those, but the key is here. Oh, thank you. And I can see what's going on. So what do they have to do in each quadrant? And then let's get out of here.
Do we do an objective based on each one of them in 3 of the quadrants, and then a collaborative objective for the last quadrant? Like, do we try to do something specific to what they do?
I think each one just has a thing.
Okay.
Right? Like it's just to like keep it simple enough that they.
If you get through all this in 3 hours, I'll gift another 10 subs.
Who's playing on the challenge?
Odin Forged. Which also,
Yeah?
thank you for the subs earlier today. You've been gifting a lot of subs.
Odin's the best.
Thank you.
We're allowing ourselves a half-hour pad, but
All right.
I think we can jam.
Let's focus one quadrant at a time. Let's look at the tutor here. So we've got some elevation here, a couple different rooms, a bunch of stairs. What's a fun thing we can do
Let's start
with
in
all
the
these-
ice.
Start in ice? Okay.
Oh, you hear back? Yeah, start here. This is a fun one.
Yeah. Got all this elevation. What can we do with this elevation?
Well, there's multiple. What's cool is there's a couple of different staircases. Right?
Yeah.
So there's one stair, two stairs. We could also add another stair here. There's the stair hole for it. We could also put a stair here. So there could be one, two. There could be 3 ways up on the bottom, or we could add one else here or something. Where there could be 4 ways up on the bottom and 1 here. What if you have to pick the right stairs or something? Is it a
Should be a gag about KS8, like they need to repair the house.
save
Sorry,
the
so run down.
Kickstarter?
We've been meaning to fix this up, but we'll get around
If
to
only
it.
we could revamp the city.
Yeah, we'll get around to it later this year, I think. Just give it a few months. Like the Koopa races from Mario 64, Race to the Top, Cubert Tavern, Zaltar and Doom trying to catch Momo. Weird environmental effects happen due to the amount of magical energies in the room. Gravity changes. Cold corner spreads to make everything cold. Blood pours out of the walls of the building.
Oof.
That's my favorite element. Blood.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Can lead a boss upstairs and have a half-burnt floor collapse under it. Maybe they get the boss to chase them up the stairs. And
That
then,
thing is absolutely too massive and fragile to
That is
go
fair.
up these stairs.
That's fair if we're using the worm, yeah.
Dude, it's absurd.
So maybe that's the thing. Is like, what could they do that would give them a way to weaken the worm? Or maybe there's a specific weapon, in each quadrant that they need to grab and hit the worm with to open it.
What if it's something? What if it's really simple, where it's some MacGuffin? They've got to break the MacGuffin, but it's getting there is the challenge, right? Like you can't there's something about there. It's like a stairs. It's like a puzzle stairs thing of like you can't just like walk and jump straight up. There's like you've got to figure. There's a logic to how they have to get up. Like, but what if they can see the thing, right? It's like, we put it very visibly up here, and maybe it's 4 different colored gems or whatever, and it's got 4 different gems in its neck or something, and you got to shatter each one. It's something really simple. Like they immediately know what their objective is, but it's getting there that is the challenge.
Okay, so they're not fighting it in phases. They're getting all the items and then being able to fight it.
I think it's fighting them the whole time, but it doesn't behoove them to go toe to toe with this thing.
Is it a thing where they're able to do more damage as they break the things? So like they can be hurting it, but it's not like
what it is? Each one that they break destroys one of its things. Like it has regeneration, and they knock out the regen first. It has like a spittle attack. They knock that out or whatever. Like it's just absolutely heinous, and they like knock it down to a thing that's actually fightable by like each thing they do knocks out one of its things.
Maybe one is like an abjuration thing that like is giving it resistance to physical attacks.
One's buffing its it's got this heinous ranged attack.
So
one is giving it speed. One is giving it whatever.
So they don't have to get them all to defeat it, but it's easy to.
But they have to get them all to defeat it because it's like it's too brutal otherwise, right? It gives them things. So what's the puzzle? So what's the challenge for getting up here? Because they could just straight up like athletics jump up there.
Yeah,
but that's no fun, right?
It looks like it could be a big athletics and acrobatics thing, just to like the place is crumbling. Invisible walls.
Ooh,
that could be interesting.
Oh, we've got all the walls of force.
Yeah, we could pop in.
And they run up and bam! It hit the wall, and it's like, and then we pop it in. Each time they run into one, we pop the wall of force on there. So it's an invisible maze, but they can discover the walls of force as they hit it. It's great. Sold. Ship it. Next.
Walls of force used.
Great.
And then you want to go to sewers, ice, or mountain next?
Sure, let's go to ice. We're here. All right, so
This is a little harder for people to see from this angle.
we can
but
rotate it. We could here. I gotta go back to the.
The problem is moving the mountain. I'm going to move the camera when we get to the mountain part.
Yeah, but I can move this over to the other.
Okay.
It's easy.
Yeah, the ice isn't bad. You gonna put that on the Susan?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get the camera.
It's still visible there.
Wow.
It's a tall build.
It is, and it's heavy when it's that way. And I stole the train drink. Rare.
Frozen giant ants. So there is a.
We have giant ants.
We do.
I loathe giant ants because they're boring. Giant rats, giant ants.
Oh
giant
man,
vermin.
you know what the whole thing is like that's the thing is it's the entire thing could be, oh, this is causing like it's disrupting things, like it's simply this giant worm, it's simply too difficult to create, and it's causing we can't let them make this worm, basically.
Stop the creation of this abomination. All right, so we got this thing, something like this. It's got a huge sort of pool. This is a big like ice pool in there. There's some steps up. There's a small pool over here, fissure here. Like my.
I should be extra slippery. Can only move in straight lines.
Ooh, that's awesome. I love that.
Like it takes your action to change directions otherwise or something.
Yep. That's a great one. What are they? I mean, it seems like there's like this giant well seems like it's a thing.
Is that big enough to drop the light puck in?
Yeah.
That could be fun to do something with the light puck. That's the worm's bathtub.
We could. I mean, it could be a ice like. It just could be an endurance thing. Like, it's deep in the water, the ice water there, and they have to dive down and making a bunch of saves is boring. But like, I'm gonna say like make a con save, take some damage, come up. Like, it's the kind of thing that most of them could excel at. It's not very exciting or tricky.
Yeah. How can we make that a memorable encounter? Frozen giant ants people are basically thinking like going in the water is what makes sense. But classic ice sliding puzzle. Like one of the Pokemon puzzles. Survive, say, 3 rounds of DC 15 con. Yeah, but there needs to be something other than just surviving being there. What is going to make this stand out?
They need to be active, right? They need to be doing something. What's the frozen giant ants? I'll listen to this. I'll humor this. What do we...
Frozen giant ants guard whatever's in the pool.
Why frozen giant ants?
I don't know. It wasn't my idea. There's a trebuchet frozen in the ice that can be used to throw a thing at the worm.
That's fun. It won't fit in there. It's too massive. We could use the mangonel.
Could drop the spirit tree gyre in the pool for some cool light up effects. Maybe some kelpies. Lady of the Lake Excalibur situation. Gives them like a javelin that like they can then
lightning kind of thing.
They can then throw into the thing, and it'll break one of its. That'll be like the MacGuffin is. They can do like a Lady of the Lake situation that they have to pass somehow, and it gives them like some legendary weapon that they throw into it, and there goes one of its resistances or something.
It's the fool in the pool.
The fool in the pool.
What do they have to do to get the javelin? What makes the I like this. What do we...
You can either throw something in there and then answer a question honestly. So one of the classic tricks that they've used in like Zelda is like you throw in like you throw in like a pretty crappy weapon or item, and she comes up, she's like, hey, you throw in like a regular boomerang. She's like, hey, did you drop this magic boomerang? And if you say yes, she's like, you're lying to me. Like, you didn't drop this. And if you say no, she's like, to reward you for your honesty, here's like here's the magic boomerang. So we can do a thing like that where they could drop something in there, and it could be just like a simple test of like, hey, I've got this cool magic item. Did you
drop your Holy Avenger in this pool?
Yeah, wait, yeah. Did you drop this Holy Avenger?
Did you drop the Hand of Vecna? Because
yeah,
I just
yeah. Sword of Andronicus in the pool.
Yes.
Give him most prize position. Answer the question honestly.
All right.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fun thing to throw in there. It's a cool little reference to a thing. Ice section. Only move in straight lines? Question mark.
Yeah, that one's definitely.
Lady of the Lake situation for a special weapon. Let's see.
Is there a fun callback? Can we have the Lady in the Lake be a character that they run into previously?
It could be the Fairy Queen from the War Chief section.
And if they're in better, like, she'll be, I'm assuming they succeeded in that, she'll be in a really good mood.
Maybe if they do that, then it's a backup thing where, like, if they do say, yeah, that was my thing, she's like, are you sure? like she just like gives them a chance. It's like, come on, like, no.
Is there anyone else that they've encountered that could be?
If they succeeded in that, like the War Chief is also there with her.
Tell the truth.
Hey, don't lie.
Don't lie to her if I learned anything.
I learned that the hard way. Like, it's been like 30 minutes. What have you?
Yeah, well, twice. But what?
Time is modular here. Did you drop this cleric in here? Infinity Gauntlet in the pool. Had the Lady of the Lake mention that the weapon was dropped by Rabbit Burner?
Oh.
That could be a cool thing.
You know what it is? Wait, can any of them use... Oh, he's a Dex Barbarian, right? So he could use a bow?
Yeah, he could use a bow.
So what if it was Rabbit's bow? So what if Rabbit, when they're fighting Rabbit Burn, he's complaining about... You took my bow. I'm stuck with this normal... Like, why'd you steal my bow? And we're like, what are you talking about? And it's his bow is dropped in here.
Do we make 3 of the things special weapons? Like a special weapon for each of them?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, she happens to have a great axe, a glaive, and a warhammer.
So they can get Rabbit's bow out of there.
Or something. 3. It's more fun if everybody gets a thing, right? You don't want to just have one person get the thing.
Like and all they really have to do is strike it once with each weapon, and that
breaks the crystal or whatever.
And they get to like describe like this cool way that they've used it.
All right, let's do this.
Gary Gygax in the lake.
Oh my God, definitely. It's definitely Gary Gygax.
Goodbye, Fairy Queen. Wait, do we just make Gary Gygax the Yorgrim? The War Chief?
No. The War Chief thing, because he fits on the thing. We got Gygax is ready. He's here. He's ready to go in the... Gygax is going in the pool. That's a great one.
Sewers. Let's go. Carry a boulder from the last room and throw it in the pool. Speaking of boulders, here's the thing. So they were Toby and Tyler were toying around with the idea of using boulders in this. Oh!
There it goes.
So the nice thing is we're going to just have this boss room staged already, so we're not going to have to like move it like this. We're just going to have it set up in a better way for the game. So that's separate from all the 12x12s.
And this, Toby was trying to work out a thing to double high of.
You want to have like sewage falls with waterfalls. Yeah.
Sewage falls, gross.
You need chuds in the sewers?
Chud.
Gygax makes you roll on a random table to win the MacGuffin.
Yeah, treasure table G, or what was the really good one? X? There was in the original Master Manual had these treasure tables in the back, and there was like a really good right? It was the Master Manual that had is it DMG? I don't know. It said on the monster which tables you roll on, and then they're in the DMG.
Here's the thing: do we make that boulder one of the weapons, and just like Kindred or somebody like catches it and then just like hurls it at the worm? Or
I feel like we did boulder throwing already, right? We're hitting the same note.
Do we want to cut the boulder and go with something else?
I don't know.
Like, do we still want boulders to be part of this?
Oh, this wasn't originally in the build, was it?
This was something they added, like, as they were, like, looking at it, like, oh, could we do, like, a cool thing with this? Initially, he was using those as, like, aqueducts.
Let's stick with the original plan, because we have a boulder gag.
Yeah, we already got boulders.
So what happens here? I mean, obviously, it seems like they want to do something. They want to do something up here, right? This seems like the obvious place to go. Is it a water slide?
That could be fun. Replace it with an arbalist. and put lizard folk in there.
It's more monsters to deal with, though.
Yeah. Everburner slides down the sewage slide a la Legolas. It'd be cool to work in like callbacks if possible. I like the idea of like having it be Rabbit's bow. I thought if there could be that old game show with the party able to take the loot or gamble for something behind one of 3 doors. One door is empty, one's a nicer treasure, whatever door they don't pick is revealed to be a boat.
A boat.
No matter what, they
it's
always
a
have
new modular boat, and you missed out.
Water's toxic, have to struggle through. Green slime falls. We don't have a lot of time to...
Green slime is fun.
Do we have unpainted? Well, we could probably... We'll think of something if we want to do that. It wouldn't take too long.
Well, we could say there's water, or green slime.
Is this room after Rabbit's Revenge? We're looking at the boss room here. All 4 of these things are going to be put together into the boss room. This will be the last thing, so they will have seen all the rooms by this point.
There's this could definitely be green slime waterfalls or green slime channels or whatever.
Yeah. We could do a Turtles reference. We could do... Looks like
if they get in the goo, they transform into turtles.
Looks like an American Ninja Warrior course.
Yeah.
Make it a big acrobatics thing. Man, do we have them skate down?
Maybe.
The ale ooze. We could bring back the ale pudding or the ale ooze.
What if it's... I'll bring in a flight stand. What if the thing is floating... What if it's floating out here, and you have to basically water slide down this thing to get it, right? They have to launch off this. Whoa, that's the boulder, right? And this thing actually propels them, right? They hit on this thing, and poof, it launches them down, and it shoots them out like a human cannon. They can get the MacGuffin.
So they need to get like sick air.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's like a ski jump.
They have to like get down there and then just like make a huge leap with all that momentum off of the edge.
Yeah, they have to get this thing and do a crazy thing to.
And they can grab it, and if they get enough air, they can grab it and fly and like make it to the worm and just like
drive it,
stick this
or whatever.
spear or whatever it is into the worm in like one movement.
Yeah.
Or is this the Yeet the Dwarf movement moment?
Yeah.
Dwarven thrower for the treasure at the top.
I don't know if the dwarf wants to get thrown.
It sounds like they were kind of down for everything, honestly.
Yeah. There definitely can be the option. They could throw the dwarf from here and zip it around.
Yeah.
So then what's the chance? Oh, there's a ladder up here. Oh, and there's a ladder here. Right, so there's
Is it just a thing? Do they just get all the way up there?
They've got to get up there and do the thing. Because remember, they're going to be chased around by the worm of ultimate death. So
I'll distract the worm. You go shred.
Get some sick air, bro.
Get some air, man.
Just rip it and grip it. You gotta You're Johnny Utah thing. Look.
Do a 900. The weapon dwarven thrower. I like the idea of them just like getting enough speed off of that to fly far enough that they grab it in midair and get so much space that like then they just like in the same action make an attack on the
definitely
like at advantage because it's just like we want it to hit because if it misses it's just like the point is to make them feel good, right?
Feel epic.
Yeah.
But I think there's definitely like green slime.
Yes.
It's it's not, you're going to take some damage doing it. It's going to be
are any of
corrosive.
Are any of them like immune to poison? Is the cleric immune to like poison and stuff?
I don't know.
Let me check real quick.
Yeah, but it's a fun. They can do something neat with that.
Wolfgear is resistant to poison.
Cool.
So it could be like
launch the dwarf.
Launch the dwarf.
It's a dwarf shaped shoot.
It's
a. You were born for this.
You get there like that pressure plate. I recognize it. It'll launch anything that's remotely ball shaped. So he has to like get on it and like curl up. Like
it's perfect.
It's a pressure plate that only reacts to ball shaped objects.
Oh.
Donkey Kong platforming cowabunga. Oh man, Okay, so we'll make that like the Ulfgear thing. And so Rathgar has the bow has Rabbit's bow from the lake.
This could be the hammer, cannonball hammer. What's the other great axe? No, Rathgar, glaive.
Kindred, yeah, Kindred's using
glaive,
glaive,
right?
I believe. Yeah, glaive of warning.
All right, so let's go over to Glaive Town here.
Cool.
Last one, and we get here. I don't
I'm
think
gonna
we're
move the camera for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what we can do though? I can rotate it around a little bit so people can see it.
Maybe. We'll see if it's safe.
It's not, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, let's get a little.
All right. Take a look at these mountains. All right, how's that looking? Pull back a little bit.
Whoa, so everything was great until I bumped the build.
So there's a lot going on here. He has an earth elemental hiding there.
We may or may not use him.
Yeah.
It might be too much. This might be the point where we've gilded the lily.
We could have him there, and if they like react to the thing, he's just like, no, I don't want anything to do with this. I'm just watching.
You got too much going on already.
Yeah,
He's just drinking a beer. He's just like.
Have to chat with some urban fused myconids. Do we have the glaive sticking out of the top of that spire?
Definitely. This is like the top of the glaive spire.
Like this could be like some Nick Gass like climbing the aggro crag.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It was after your time. Just like hauling himself up like Mount Olympus, basically.
Yep. Go on. Now you got me. Yeah. Hey, reference anything from like 2,000 years ago, I'm in. This is like, now we're talking about it.
All right.
All right, so.
Earth Elemental, I'm just here for the show, don't mind me. Instead of a glaive, you could do a dragon lance. Some sort of long spear type weapon is the main thing. A long shaft with a blade on it is Kindred's style.
He doesn't trust it because it's a dragon lance. Because he's afraid of dragons. he's like.
Oh wow, yeah. It could literally be made like you can say like that's dragon scale, like the blade on it is just a huge like dragon's talon or a dragon's tooth, like. Mushrooms are from Alice in Wonderland. Some make you big, some will make you small.
Oh, that's a fun.
The myconids give clues, but 50% chance they're wrong.
So the clues are worthless. One tells the truth and one lies, but there's a 50% chance it's wrong.
Or they're just like not that smart. Maybe they really want to help, but they're more enthusiastic than they are informed.
Eat it. No, don't eat it. It's poison. No, it makes it big. No, it makes it small.
It depends.
Definitely, eating the mushrooms is a fun. There's definitely we want to eat the mushrooms. Like for sure, that's a given.
You're filled with you feel like you could climb anything.
You can't. So jelly.
That peak looks like a coiled dragon tail. Kinda.
Yeah, it does. All right, so so a physical challenge to get up there, is it a strength challenge to pull it out? Like
a sword in the stone moment?
Yeah. Because we haven't had enough Arthurian references.
And then do we want him to like pull it out
and leap off
and
the
then
thing,
launch it out, or do you want him to like jump in and stab it in himself? Is this the thing where you like launch it and it's like Zeus throwing a lightning bolt, or do we want this to be like?
Yeah, he's got to jump off and hit. Like you don't want to throw your.
Like bring the worm closer.
You don't want to. Yeah.
Like keep kite the worm away and okay, I've got it. Like bring it closer. I want to hit it with my spear. Like.
Yeah, you want to jump off the cliff and stab the worm. That's a given.
And if he does, like it's a thing where he gets it in and then he just like drags it down the length of the worm. Like eating shrooms, 50-50 chance to trip. Peak in the middle could be alive, being some sort of earth elemental itself, and move around a bit while climbing it. It starts like laughing. It's like, oh, that tickles, and so it just starts like.
That's fun. Right, the different layers can shift like. As it's going up, it's like...
See, so like the handholds that he thought were there are just like suddenly gone. And he has to like find like...
Yeah.
Will he be able to spend points to cast a random spell? I'm going to give a chance to... I think I'm going to let you give luck and inspiration, possibly?
Yeah. Also to the monsters.
Also, you can give it to the DM as well. So that you can also equip Nate with things. the chat votes on what shrooms do. The problem, having chat vote on things that are currently happening causes like a delay problem.
We need to be ahead of it a little bit.
Yeah, the votes need to be for things that are coming up, where we have time to get the vote in before it actually comes up. Let's see. A mushroom gives you the jump spell. So if he fails the challenge, like he can try to just brute force his way up, but eating the mushrooms could potentially help.
That's a fun.
If he's having trouble.
He feels like he can fly.
The Earth Elemental could just be like, "Hey, saw you were having some trouble with the mountain. You know those mushrooms.
Want to get high?
Those mushrooms. If you want to get high, those mushrooms are your best bet." Like he tells him that right away, and if he doesn't get it the first time, he like falls off. He's like, "I told you, if you want to get high, like just."
They're like, oh, I get it. Yeah, all right. So we got something here. This is plenty to work with. This is gonna be insane. We're gonna take the Odin Forge challenge. If we can do this in 3 hours plus a 30-minute buffer, what's the reward? A good night's sleep.
Here's the thing. We've got that ripcord built in if they don't clear a room in time.
Yeah, each room, they just collapse into the next one and they lose the...
The boss room is the only one that I think we can't ripcord in that fashion, but we should at least get ourselves to the boss room with time.
Yeah.
Especially because some of these rooms, I think, are going to be pretty quick rooms.
Nothing is ever quick in D&D.
I feel like the War Chief room is going to be like just a very quick, fun thing. I don't think we're going to go over 15 there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so mountain section.
Every time I'm like, I'm on paper, I'm like, this would do this in 10 minutes. It never, from the dawn of time has the thing ever been a fast...
Difficult. Eat mushroom to gain jump spell. Dragon Lance embedded in peak. Let's see.
Right, we got something. What time is it to?
9:30.
See, we ended right at 9.
Yeah,
we never go late.
Yeah, and there's no. All we got to do is make the game go only slightly longer than what it took us to decide what these rooms would be, which actually doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah.
We just got to remember to what we're doing is.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm glad to take you guys on the journey. This is going to be really fun.
Yeah. Tally shows up. If you complete it in time, I will buy the build of the month.
Tyler said that?
Merc. Merc said, if you complete it in time, I will buy the build of the month.
I just want to let you know, I'm estimating like $1,700. Like right now, it's about $1,700, I think.
$1,700 for the build of the month?
It's a full castle.
It's a massive. It's a whole castle.
It's a full castle, 360-degree castle.
Fascinating.
So you heard it here first. Merc is buying the build of the month if we can get through this in 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Well, Odin Forge says he's in.
Oh wow! All right. Let's see what we can do. And here's the bonus. So let's see if they can get all 4 unlocks and unlock the resin river tiles.
That's the build of the month for April, though. Is the castle not March, right?
Oh yeah.
March's build of the month is this.
Is the sewer one? That's $400, so that's not so bad.
It's the sewers that starts next month.
Yeah, Sewers a Cavern hybrid, the Sea Cave of Secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one. The one that we're going to shoot next week, or what it is going to be really expensive. Something like $1,700.
Nate, we're running this game in 2 days.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Here's the thing: chat's running it for us.
Chat is running it for us.
All we have to do is show up and look pretty. Well, that's gonna be hard, but as long as we show up, we're gonna be. We got this. We get.
We'll have some help in the studios. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Man.
Mostly just gotta make sure all the builds need to be done, all to be locked down, set up a camera. I have to have sort of a nice large font cheat sheet on each room, and we'll rock it.
What I'm gonna do now,
we have to have the choices lined up for the chat, so we know what we're going into. We have to number them up so we can just bump. We got this. We got this.
I wrote down all of our ideas for this, and then tomorrow I'm gonna make a flow chart for each room. We figure this shit out.
Yeah.
We'll have
We got
Mace. We'll have Mace to help.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, guys.
And on
thank
that
you.
note,
Thank you for participating in this. This is.
Well, what's exciting is this is what we wanted it to be. It's a celebration of the Dwarven Forge community. You guys are heavily involved. It's a little bonkers. It's a little ambitious, and it's gonna be fun. It feels like you guys. It's a pretty wild, ridiculous amalgamation of a lot of things that's like nothing else out there.
Yeah, this feels like one of the most Dwarven Forge things we've ever done.
Fair.
All right.
So tomorrow night, hobby hang at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. It'll be the most laid-back stream of this entire week. We're just gonna be painting. We're gonna be painting the players' minis. Ooh. So it won't be as like intense in terms of like planning the game or anything. But I'm sure we'll still be talking about it and just hanging out. Although we probably won't talk too much about the game itself. But
that's what you say now.
That's what we say now. We have no idea. The hobby hang's always very freeform.
And then Friday night is the game.
Friday at 6 o'clock.
This game, you saw how the sausage is made. Let's see how they consume it.
It's like a wacky writer's room. Yeah.
It is. This is the wacky writer's room.
That's what we should have named the stream. Oh well.
Well, next time.
All right.
Thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Be safe. We'll see you tomorrow and Friday and next week.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye. Have a good night.